ETF'S.com. And tonight, let me know how my voice sounds on this live stream. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And don't forget, it's Money Making Monday. Ho, 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 ho. It's Merry Christmas for stocks. Let me know if you can hear me. If it does sound correct, because I hear my sound was a little bit off. And tonight, crypto Christmas, stock Christmas. Is there any other Christmas? Christmas of liabilities is what you should not be doing. Asset buying is what you should be doing this holiday season. And welcome. And before I can get into this much further, don't forget, make sure you share the videos. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Please, again, share the videos. Make sure you stay in this mode of money making because 2025 and right now there's plenty of opportunities, especially if you're going to be in the stock market. And tonight, I have to point out, make sure you go over to beachfrontjava.com. Why Beachfront Java? Well, it's in the comment section down below, and there's more to it because our own Professor Auntie Val and family runs the premium blend coffee and tea down there at Beachfront Java. You use that promo code SSN Lifestyle so she can get it to you before Christmas today. And premium beans, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not just beans, it's whole beans. It's dry ground, drip ground, and also that lovely Keurig, the round Keurig machine. She has it all. And it isn't just one blend of coffee. How about 15 to 20 different blends of coffee? And it comes in anywhere from a half pound up to 5 pounds. You use that promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps. And after your first order, you receive discounts for life. And what else do you receive? Free shipping. Everybody, whether you use the promo code or not, gets free shipping. So go over there, show some love at beachfrontjava.com. What else do we have going on? Well, we have a few other things. The SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, May 13th, 14th, 15th, in the Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana. And why? Because you want to get some no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry real estate? Join us. You want to find out about how to start a business, offshore business should ring a bell, because if you're new here, I tell everyone to have other alternatives with your finances. So whether it's Dominican Republic or any other country, you should already be thinking about having business done worldwide and have a way to have it in another country. In our case, I refer to Dominican Republic. That's why you must come to the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, May 13th, 14th, 15th. Tickets on sale now at ssnlifestyle.com. All right, let's see what else we got going on here tonight. Let me see who's in the house. Oh, wait, we got somebody here in the house tonight. Edward Choco 180 Cabrera. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings a tagline. Good evening. Buenos noches. Thank you so much for being in the house. Greatly appreciated. And we have post-retirement travel, which I'll have to say, the retiree, aka Victor Marrero. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And of course, we have to bring his tagline into play because as usual, he's here. Hello all, let's do this. And I'm thankful that you're back in the house tonight. And let us know, when are you leaving on the worldwide tour? Asia. I don't even know where you're going, quite frankly. I know it's like Asia, Eurozones. I don't even know. The islands, I have no clue. But don't forget that drone, man. Please don't forget that drone. Thank you so much. Very, very happy you can hear me. Hopefully it doesn't have that little staticky in there. I tried a different setting this time. So hopefully it works out. I'll probably have to listen myself on the line. All right, here we go. D. Reyes is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. I greatly appreciate you being in the house. He says, hi, Eric and all. Buenas noches from Washington State. He's on the Pacific time zone. Thank you so much for being here, man. Very, very nice to see you once again. Greatly appreciative. Stock market is still on fuego. It's on fire, ladies and gentlemen. As he's saying, post-retirement travel, you're missing out. Why? Because you guys don't understand why it's on fire? Well, congratulations. You're in the house tonight. If you've missed this for the last 5 years, you would already know why it's on fire. But in case you are new here, it's on fire for a reason. The Federal Reserve, first of all, had put themselves in place, committed themselves to reducing the interest rate. That in itself spurs the economy. Then we have a new president-elect who already said tax cuts, tax breaks for the rich. That means the rich will be buying assets. That means stocks. That means even crypto. That means real estate. They're going to be buying it like no tomorrow. On top of that, you have people, companies like Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Nvidia, who's about to spend $300 billion buying their stock back. They're not the only ones. So therefore, buying stocks back mean, obviously, stock price is going to go up. You have demand. Then, on top of that, what happens next? ETFs. Crypto ETFs are on the stock market. Yes. So now there will be corporations designed to buy crypto. So crypto's also going to rise. What else? MicroStrategy has been added to a stock index. MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin mainly. So that means Bitcoin prices will continue to rise as well. Do you understand? Ho, ho, ho. It's a Merry Christmas here in the SSN Nation. You guys coming along for the ride? Finally, fuego's an understatement. I continue to beat the dead horse, but Bitcoin is breaking records. Almost 107K, a daily cup of coffee. Yes, Victor Morero, we can only lead people to the water. Can we make them drink it? I don't know. So we'll keep beating the horse because we want everybody to win. A cup of coffee a day will keep your pockets from empty. Always. Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Vanessa Gate, the seamless genius, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And she says, hey, boss and SSN fam, hello to you. Happy holidays. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and the family as well. Very happy to see you once again. And I know you got plans for 2025 because once again, the entrepreneur extraordinaire is here. That's right. I know she's done cooked up something for 2025, and I hope she's going to share some of that sooner or later. You know how we like to have other people enjoying the ride. What's up, boss? Good peoples. Hey, as you know, we've been demonetized, just so you know. So nobody can have a membership for right now. They said, Eric, you're demonetized. You're using other people's info. You're damn right I'm using other people's info. But what's wrong with that? I'm just saying. All right, just like tonight. We're about to get into some other people's info, which is what YouTube's all about. But for me, and sadly others, we are demonetized. So we'll see if I get kicked back in with the love in February or somewhere around there. They said I have to reapply after I remove some videos. We'll see what happens. Victor Morero, as he was saying about that all-time record high, that $107,000 Bitcoin price. Ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas around here. What can I say? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it straight up on the lines tonight. Here it is. Don't be shy. Oh, by the way, I have to do something while I'm thinking about it. I have to go check out because this is a little different. I don't have my headphones in, and my headphones sound different than what we have here. But you can see on this screen, you see it. Bitcoin hits fresh record above 107,000. Victor Marrero, doesn't it feel good that we were telling people over a year and a half ago, telling them, hey, forget all those alts, forget all that stuff, just get yourself crypto and ETH. That's all we were saying at the time after we took all them L's with those crypto projects. And so it's very, very happy to feel like it comes back around. And as I was saying, MicroStrategy shares jump as Bitcoin proxy will join the NASDAQ 100 index and QQQ ETF. My. Of course, the MicroStrategy, but were you guys in the YieldMax ETFs? That's the $1,000,000 question. Were you in the YieldMax ETFs stock? Okay, let me see. Okay, the microphone check is sounding a lot better than usual. I think I found a problem. I had an open loop, which was bad, but it's okay. We make things work. And I thank you guys for your patience over the last 6 live streams since we changed to EV Mux. So there we have it. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Here we go. Hey, Victor, love the new name, bro. That's cool. Exactly. That's what we've been saying. Yeah, we loved all the names that he picked, quite frankly. I don't even know if he settled on this one. Hey, Victor Marrero, have you settled on this particular name, or are you still thinking about it? Post-retirement travel, or are you going to pick one of the others? He came up with 2 more while you were away, Vanessa Comagate, and those were good as well. So he has about 4 or 5 names that are pretty good. And somebody's going to steal them. It won't be me, though. I can barely do 1 channel, let alone 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. All right. So you can see it all right here, ladies and gentlemen, as it unravels, and everybody could be winning. But instead, people are out here buying. I still can't believe this. People are out here buying liabilities for Christmas presents. What happened again to the savings and saving bonds? Remember those? What happened to buying stocks for kids? Come on, insurance policy, something. But instead, there'll be all-time record high spending as usual. Unfortunately, sadly, that's what's going to happen. So we know what the downside's going to be. What's the upside going to be? Well, after you miss out on MicroStrategy, or have you missed out on buying Micros MSTY at YieldMax ETF? YieldMaxETFs.com. MSTY pays dividends. So what are we going to do? We're going to go over and see YieldMax. Since we don't get off on this one, YieldMax ETFs. Let's go see. Let's go check it out. Shall we? Got to have some love here somewhere, right? It's back on the screen. We got fire all over the place. It's a Merry Christmas for those that buy assets. We've been telling you all year long, you're going to have a nice run after Trumpster and his friends. Make sure there's going to be a nice run. Make sure you join the party. Don't get left behind. I better take that off. Okay. I don't know why this is taking forever, but it always does. All right. And also Instagram as well with the ho, ho, ho. Stocks and crypto Merry Christmas has already started. It's been Merry Christmas. And are you taking advantage of this? I want to know. You should want to know. Don't be shy out here. Don't buy liabilities if you can avoid it. All right. Post-retirement travel. All right, Victor, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I see you on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, man. Because once again, we started that Instagram live show. Let's go looking through memory lane. NVIDIA 66.1 distribution rate. I love it. Amazon 75.5% distribution rate. Is that Facebook? Yes, it is. Meta 24.62. Google 24. Oh, wait till you see Coney. It's coming up next. Can you guys believe this? 100%, 110% for CONY. Can you guys believe what's scrolling across this screen that you're missing out on? I'm just saying. Can you guys believe this? I can't. This is absolutely wild. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Look at this. Who wants option income trading? This is the money that they use for the trading. So you got to remember this. All right. Just remember that this is not based on the stock itself. This is the activity on the options market. And there's so much money because of premiums, because of fees. And look at this SQY at 109%. Oh my God. This is just ridiculous. 55% for Moderna. I mean, come on. You can't get any better than this. And since the stock market is en fuego, that does mean that option trades are going to continue to happen. YMAX is even at 35%. YMAX at 43%. I'll take it. You get dividends every week. Every Friday, there's dividends for YMAX. Look at this, MSTY. That's the micro strategy, ladies and gentlemen. And look at ULTY. ULTY is like $10 a share. YBIT, look at this. This is Bitcoin. Options trading. Again, 116% for the money you may buy it. Look at this crush as well. This is like, oh my God. I'm losing my mind right now. I'm losing my mind. Come on, SSN Nation. We've been talking about this for almost 2 years now. Brian P., Victor Marrero, actually were talking about it 2 years ago. I started talking about it about a year and a half ago. After they mentioned it, I kind of dismissed it for a few months because it was relatively new. It was like, these returns are outrageous. How can this possibly be? I had to understand. We have to do our due diligence. Then it took me about 5-6 months when they mentioned it again. I said, you know what? Let me go check this out again, see what's happening. And it's been nothing but good news ever since. You guys can see what's on the screen. You can see it for yourself. You can actually track past performances. But once again, everything has its pluses and minuses. But MSTY, Coney, which is Coinbase, which means there's lots of transactions, MSTY has the best of both worlds, Bitcoin, plus they actually are added to QQQ ETF and the NASDAQ 100. That means more people will be buying it, which means more of Vanguard, Blackstones, BlackRock will be buying it as well. So that means the stock price is going to go up and a lot of activity, which means dividends are going to be lovely for the next month. All right, keep that in your brain right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Victor Marrero with his itinerary. He says we're doing a cruise now in January. Okay, then February through March, Costa Rica and Argentina. Okay, then April through July, France, Germany, Spain. Oh, he's in the EU zone. Okay, I ain't going to blame you for that being in the EU zone. April, May, June, July, 4 months. I'm not going to be mad at you because you know I love the EU zone. I'm hitting Duolingo to get my French on. Hey, that's what people have told me. Use that Duolingo. I guess I'll have to go check it out because I've heard other people mention that as well. Vanessa Comagate says, I've been doing hard money loans for people. Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. Hard money loans. I'm pretty sure people like to use those right about now with the increase. It depends on what the rate. What's the rates for these hard money loans these days anyhow? Let us know, please. Yes. There's going to be a lot of that activity over the next 2.5 to 3 years. That's for sure. All right. Make sure you guys smash the like buttons because the YouTube gods know that we have to be in the house. So does the Twitch gods. So does the Instagram gods. So does Facebook gods. No matter where you're watching this from, make sure you hit the heart, hit the like, hit the thumbs, hit whatever it is that tells people that you're in the house watching this. That would be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, I should say. Now, let me know if anybody has anything that they want to talk about that has to do with asset buying instead of liability buying. Because again, I went over on Friday, I went over on Wednesday, I went over on last Monday. This thing about breaking all time record highs with spending is getting old, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it getting old? Because you don't realize by you buying liabilities who you're feeding. What do I mean by feeding? Think of it as a machine and it's a human being, and you need as much food and water that you can ever soak up during your lifetime. Well, when you have a situation in the capitalist system where people own corporations, and those corporations are owned by a few people, you're out here saving billions of dollars this Christmas holiday season. Now even trillions of dollars equals up. What do you get in return? Well, let's just say something as simple as plastic, something as simple as metal, something as simple as a material object. But what you're left with is a liability because it's worth less. It doesn't mean it goes up in value generally. So therefore, you're buying liability. You're feeding the capitalist system. Those guys in the capitalist system are buying the assets that you need down the line. Because if there's a disruption in Medicare, if there's a disruption with Social Security, if there's a disruption in any of the safety nets, what? Sorry, billionaires on the planet, 60 million millionaires on the planet, and that's out of 8 billion. I'm sorry, but those numbers do not bode well. Those who do not have assets. So this ho spirit, I'm not being Scrooge. I'm saying go out here and buy assets, ladies and gentlemen. We keep laying them out for you. Max ETFs has been very, very nice to everybody over the last year and a half. So you have to think about it more than once. If you don't want to think about it, then of course I've talked about real estate investment trust, and I love those as well. And so what can I tell you? This is nothing but feeding capitalism, and you're right here, right now. All right. Let's see. Hard money loans. Whoa. Is this for real right now? This just saw Victor living La Vida Loca. It's on the screen. Right. This there must have been a misprint here somewhere. Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings a tagline to see his tagline say. I don't, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get this off screen. We're having, oh, this may be a first. Here we go. Hello, Eric. Happy day. Happy day to you as well. Hello, SSN family. Smash that like button. I got the notification and I saw the trailer. Thank you so much. The trifecta. Thank you very, very much for that. Okay, let's see what else we got. I missed a few things, it looks like. Happy holidays. What's up? Yes, yes. Here we go. I've been doing hard money loans for people. Oh, nice. Okay, we got the Brian P. All right. Hey, Victor, love the new name, bro. Exactly. Cruz, he let us know that. Very nice, Victor. Oh, this is where we're at. 18%? Come on. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? My God. What type of loans are these? I mean, hard money loans means it could be almost anything that has a value associated. Are you seriously saying that somebody could be like a builder that needs short-term financing, that they might need like $300,000 to do something for a year, and they're gonna pay 18%? That's insane. That's like 356,000 owed. 18%. Hold on, that can't be right. Yeah, that is right. What is this? This is insane. I mean, $1 million would be $180,000, which I'm pretty sure. I don't think you're doing those, but that is insane. That's interest only. That doesn't even pay principal yet. Good God, I'm shocked by this number. I thought you were gonna say like 13, 14, but not 18. I didn't think it would get past 15, quite frankly. 18? Jesus, man, people are killing it out there. Congratulations, because whoever's getting that 18% is loving life right now. Good God Almighty. That reminds me of those real estate investment trusts for 15, 16, 14, 13%. When we talking about ARR, ORC, even AGNC, which Brian P sent me some info about, but I'm still rocking with AGNC. Why? Because they have track record. I'm still rocking, and I love the 12 or 13% dividend that they're giving us right now. So that's always cool. But PSEC, I love theirs, 13, 14% as well. We got to talk about all of this. Making money while you sleep, Christmas presents. Hey, open up that children's 401k plan. Something along those lines. All right? Jeez. Vanessa Comagate. Awesome. How does that work? Are you your own company post-retirement travel? Yeah, that is wild. 18%. Jesus. Woo! How do we get in on some of that, right? I work with my ex-hubby. We work with a title company, and I'm a private investor. So you do, let us know. So you're doing short term? That must be it. Hey, Eric, I picked up some Bitcoin today. Brian P, that's very, very smart. That's very smart because you have the money from the dividends from the Yieldmax ETFs, and this is part of the reutilization of your profits. This is what you should be doing. And by the way, we've talked about this before. Bitcoin has gone up on average over 25% every year. So this is not something that's out the ordinary. And just to miss out on that all the time, that's you have to have some, is the point. But this is great. You should be sliding some of that money into other asset classes. That's what we were talking about before when Victor Morel said he takes 20%, which I think is a great number. That's right where you want to be. Some 25 would be a little bit too aggressive. 15 would be a little bit too low. So I'm like 20% is perfect. I agree with his philosophy of taking 20% of that profit and dispersing it elsewhere to buy other asset classes. That's what you should be doing after you're getting that high rate of return of that. I mean, 100% on Coney, 100% on MSTY, damn near 100% on what's the other one that ULTY was high up there. I mean, good God Almighty, 100% return on your money in a year that of distribution wise. So just so everybody's clear, if you spent $10,000 on the stock, you get back 100%. That would mean you get back 10%. But with these type of this Yieldmax ETF, the stock price could actually retreat a little bit, right? Because it's not backed by the company. So the stock price may drop like a couple dollars or three or four or $5 or 10. So that means your $10,000 in stock price might go down to, let's say, 800 or 8,000. But if you get 10,000 back and the 8,000 is still there, that's 18,000. I don't think anybody's going to sneeze at 8 grand either. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to sneeze at getting an 8 grand positive return in 1 year. That would be insane, right? You tell somebody, hey, I got 80% return on my 10,000, they're still going to go, you're lying. right? I mean, no matter how you slice it, there's no way anybody's going to comprehend that. So that's what you're looking at. So this is congratulations to Brian P. I love that. That's great. Yes, up to 18%. Good God. Even my point is, even for 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, that is enormous returns on short-term money. I love that. Post-retirement travel at Brian P. Good for you. Everything I hear is that Bitcoin will hit 250K by the end of 2025, especially with the new administration. We're ready for takeoff. Also, that's right. Don't forget Ethereum. We've been talking about ETH. We've been talking about all that. So don't forget about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's what we've been talking about here. I can't wait to see how high it will go, Victor. Exactly. It's because MicroStrategy, it's because of Elon Musk and the administration, which again, Gensler is no longer with the SEC. Gensler had a policy of crypto being regulated and taking people to task because people do illegal activity with crypto, right? They say they're selling something and then they're not selling anything. They say it's backed by something, it's not backed by anything. So Gensler was like, hold on a minute, we need to stop your activity. Now, if you start saying crypto is a currency, so to speak, then that's going to be a problem, but people don't realize it yet. You can't replace your actual currency, which is USD or euro or yuan or any other currency, with a not currency. So if you start taking your money out of buying, removing it from the flow, the world flow, then what's going to end up happening is your currency goes bye-bye. And so now you're actually putting it in the hands of crypto, let's say. I'm not saying, but that's what basically would happen if you start transferring, taking your actual currency and changing it into any crypto product. You're reducing your currency in the world. That is an actual problem. You're going to create inflationary situations, and that is what's on the backside of this. That's why you got 3.5 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I keep saying, because a lot of people right now are buying crypto. They're putting their USD out of circulation, putting it in the hands electronically of somebody that has an electronic crypto, whether it's altcoins or crypto or Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever it is. That means it's in the hands of a few who's holding it because they don't have any reason to spend the money. What are you going to do when you have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million? It's going to sit somewhere, right? So it's not going to move. But you're going to be moving crypto around to buy stuff. This is a problem that is waiting to happen. So again, this is something that people may not realize, but over time, you're going to erode your currency. And that means somebody else could pick up the pieces. Just saying. I can't wait to see how high it will go. Exactly. Well, it's going to keep rising. They put it on the stock market. It's basically what they did with gold and silver. You can buy gold and silver, in essence, notes online. You can buy notes separately, gold, silver, dollars. So that's why when they put gold and silver itself as a commodity is below value. It's the same thing. So when people don't buy gold and silver, but they buy stocks that's backed by gold, or they buy crypto because it's backed by gold, using substitute means the price of the actual product itself does not rise like it should. Same thing. That's how they've been keeping gold and silver prices down for the last 50 years. 50. 1972, the United States went off the gold standard. So how do you make sure gold stays down? You buy gold, you sell gold notes. Paper, which is nothing. But yet people buy it. You put in the gold ETFs and things like this. Gold mining companies. You make people buy everything but the actual commodity. So that's how you can keep commodity prices down, just so you guys understand. So no different with the US dollar. CT, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. It looks like he's here. He's talking about some XRP. Hello, SSN Nation. Hi, Eric. Hello to you, man. Look into XRP. Like it better than Bitcoin. Hey, man, Here's the real deal. XRP, because they were under Mr. Gensler's rule, trying to keep a thumb down on them, they've been hurt for the last 5 to 6 to 7 years. Yeah, it's going to rise proportionately. If this, I don't even know what XRP is, but let's just say it's 40 cents. It could go to $1.20, which would give you a better percentage. 3 times your money. Yeah, I would doubt if Bitcoin went to 300,000. Yes, I agree with you on this. I doubt if it would go to 250, but it's possible because there are companies buying Bitcoin, ETFs buying Bitcoin. I mean, it's not just people. When you have corporations buying Bitcoin in the billions of dollars, now it's going to rise. That's demand. And all you need is a few individuals to say, hey, I'm going to buy a piece at that price. I'm going to buy a piece at that price. You have the rest of the OCs, ordinary citizens, buying pieces at the higher price that aids the increase in price overall. So even if I'm going to spend $100 and I say, okay, I'm willing to pay 108,000, whatever that percentage breaks down to, because what, we have like 16 digits. So whatever it breaks down to, it still shows on board $108,000 is what I paid for my $100 worth. Everybody else goes, whoa, wow, okay, it's 108,000. Let me buy some more. But those people are buying in the millions or billions. And so the price keeps going up. It's very simple mathematics, a frenzy. Just like when home prices went up every month or 2 or 3 back in the 2006 and 2005 era. People were anxious to buy a home because they can make free money in a short period of time. Same thing, or flip houses, make 100,000 in 6 months. That's how crazy it was. So same thing is happening right here, right now. The tulip situation. Go study that. You'll see. This is a phenomenon that happens all the time. D. Ray says 18%. That's insane. More than 10% of DR banks. Hey man. Hey. 10%, 18% is crazy. That's wild. All right. Right. Interest only for 1 year. The terms vary, but cha-ching, that's what I'm talking about. That's short term. This is exactly the funding that a lot of the people with money, they like to do. So I'll tell you guys, when I was trying to do the takeover and we had the guys that was doing funding, they were willing to do the interest only. The interest only was going to be something reasonable, hard money, so to speak, but 12% with a second, after the first year, interest only. And if we needed a second year in our contract, it was reading, we have a second year at interest only at 12%, as long as the first year 12% was paid, right? So roll over and get this, and the principal amount stays the same. So that's what was cool. So it gave it would have given us a head start, because not only are we owning the land, not only do we have pre-construction income coming in, now we know all we had to do was pay pennies in essence. If you can borrow $1 million and somebody's going to give you 120, if you can borrow, you got to give somebody $10,000 per month. But you have the land to back it, right? And you have the money. 2 things. So that's why they do the 18%. I know why people take the 18%, because they're doing it for investment purposes. They're going to say, "Oh, I'll pay the 18% interest only for 1 year." Because if they say, "Well, I can live with that because my profit's going to be 1 million for what I'm borrowing." That always makes sense. You have to understand 18% is high, but is it really high? If you're going to be making, for instance, you can spend 3 million and you can make in 2 years 2 million. 18% then is nothing. Even if you only got to half of your number, you still can pay the person back or come to some other agreements, because all they care about is the 12%, or in this case, the 18%. So you can't you can't generally make 12% in a bank, right? Nobody's going to leave like 2 or 3 million in a bank, because if the bank closes, you're not going to get that back. So they'd rather put it into projects, put it into interest only, backed by real estate. So if a person does default, they own the real estate, they'll sell the real estate. It's that simple. It's not that hard to figure out, right? but I like it. That's why people do the 1 year, and that's why I thought she was going to say those short terms. I knew it was going to be short terms. Vanessa Comagate, very interesting. So it's a pool of investors. Is the capital from each investor equally? Well, Victor Morel, you can do it several ways. Yes, I did a few with a pool of investors, but some I do alone on a smaller scale. Yep, you have options. There's options out there. All right, what's going on in the DR? Are they still delaying? Yes, Vanessa Comagate. Pretty much it's along the same lines. The month of November, it rained every day. Can you believe this? People were saying when I went there, they're like, man, it rained every day in November. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Every day? Nah, you're just, no. They're like, no, it was like every day. If it rains every day, even if it rained like half of the month, that is devastating for real estate development. That is insane. So that cut down on their build time for this year for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's the same. I mean, no real new projects have come out that's supposed to be due like now. Next up is 2025, where Larimar, Cruise on Land, Vistancia, Atlantida, The Wave, a bunch of projects are claiming that they're going to have stuff in 2025, but sadly, I don't believe them. Cruise on Land, they haven't, maybe can do it because they have panel construction. So, and they dropped from 4 buildings they were supposed to have in first phase down to 2. So therefore, yeah, they can probably make it happen. But everybody else who's doing that hand-to-hand building, block by block, and all that stuff, I don't think so. Trump 47 won. My name is D1, and one other has joined the Instagram channel. What's happening, everybody? And everybody on Twitch, everybody on Facebook, everybody on podcast, the SSN Nation podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and all that. Thank you so much for being in the house and listening. Make sure, for everybody on those podcast channels, make sure you say I like. Hit that I like stuff. Hit the star. So that way, every time we have a podcast come out, you get notifications. I know on Sirius XM and all that. Come on now, show some love. All right. Yeah, you guys thought we just doing nothing but a little bit of stuff. No, we're all over the place, you guys. We worldwide. All right. What's going on? But yeah, there's still delay. There's no difference. There's no difference. Good for you, Vanessa. My mom is Puerto Rico, does that, but only 1K max and only for known individuals. Yeah, a lot of people do that. That's how Yankee Stacking does. He does that type of investing. And it's basically for a short time, like 1 year. He generally knows, he vets the people or they're related to somebody. He does the same thing. This is what you do. It's not bad. Also, to be paid back in 6 months or less. Exactly. That's great. Interest rate she charges is crazy, sometimes over 20%. Exactly. You can do that. Why? See, here's the thing. This is why the banks always win. This is why the Federal Reserve and anybody that can give out loans, they can always win. Because everybody has need for money in business to make money. They need to turn it over. So if somebody tells them, okay, I'll give you, it doesn't even matter, $300,000. And they say, their numbers say, okay, we can pay that 20%. We can pay 60,000 because that 300,000 is easily going to be turned into, okay, 300,000, we're going to make another 200,000. So therefore we can afford to pay this $60,000. That's how the calculations go. And so what happens with the individuals like Vanessa Comagate and your mom, they look at the project because they have collateral of some sort, right? In case they don't get their money back. But everybody really wants their money back. They don't want to have to go through any selling of something. Nobody wants to really own anything. They'd rather just keep getting that 20%, 18%, 15% money in. I can't blame them. Yes, Victor, similar on the ones I do personally. Max for me is 50K. Longest term is 1 year. Exactly. Longest term should always be 1 year, in my opinion. If you want to give them an auto extension, not an auto, but an extension like what I was describing before, for another same percentage, but as long as the first percentage is what our agreements always are, they will. Who doesn't love 12%? I mean, seriously, or more. Who doesn't love 15%? If somebody says, I'll give you 15% and they give you the 15%, why wouldn't I give them another 15%? I'll be like, hell yeah, give me another 15% on my money. I'll take it. So I can't blame anybody for doing that. My ex-hubby knows the people I'm personally helping. That helps. That's how Yankee Stacking does his. He likes these associations. He doesn't like to just give it to anybody. Post-retirement travel, good for your mom. It's very lucrative. Exactly. Exactly. Especially in a market that's going to heat up or is already heated up like now. All right. Damn, Vanessa, I may check on that. In fact, I may get my mom to get into the business. I will have to start slow and easy so I don't get jammed up. Just have to be careful. Yay. That's how it always is, Victor Morero. Going out on a limb, it all depends on your high risk, high rewards. Like for me, when I was doing high risk earlier for this year to take over, I was bitten when people don't pay what you're supposed to be paid and everybody falls in line not paying what they're supposed to pay. That puts a pretty hefty hurt on me. I started out slow, Victor. You'll be surprised. Word spreads. I have residual income coming in my sleep. Exactly. Exactly right. Exactly right. Especially when you start doing it more than once. If you're able to do more than once. Because when the year comes up, you have your let's just say 15%. And now you've earned money on that 15%, but now you may have a little more than that 50. So now you got some saved. It might be 20, another 10 G's added on if we were doing 50 only. You just never know. It's a beautiful thing. Great job. Great. This is a great topic. The question starts being, Vanessa Comegate, now, how does an ordinary citizen get involved with the group? With where do they go find a group, or where can they find the investor or person looking for money? See, that's where the $1 million comes in, right? The $1 million business comes in when people, that's the thing. The gatekeepers like to keep the money to themselves. They want you to kind of find them, might know somebody kind of things. So the question is, how can anyone help others? Like I used to tell people, call me, contact me for the funding. Well, all these guys is like Vanessa Comegate saying right now. These guys had so many options this year. These guys were like 12% to me, but 14% to somebody else. So what they started doing was they're saying, yes, Eric, we can do it. Next thing I know, they're like giving out part of the 1.5 mil. They're going, okay, here, we're going to give like 500,000 over here for 15%. Next thing I know, I'm like, well, where's the 1.5? They're like, well, we got the 1. I'm like, well, we can't do the 1 and the 1. Things started getting crazy because these guys can charge. I'm getting special rates, let's just say. 12% is pretty low. It's actually, if we pushed, which we still didn't get it laid down, but if we'd have pushed right, it would have ultimately been like 11. And can you believe 11 at 1.5 to $3 million with a staggered amount? It was going to end up being like 3 mil over a year and a half. It wasn't 3 mil up front. So they were going to get this 11, 12%. I'll just say 12 because that's what we have under the contract. But 12%, we probably would have been 11, 12. Can you believe that number for 3 mil, 3.6, I think it was. Interest only for rollover. So all it would have been was 120 the first year. Then it would have been like another 120 the next. And then that third year, it would have ballooned up to 360, 370, 380, something like that. But by that time, we would have already delivered, had titles, people would have had their delivery at 2.5 years. Everything was on lock. Boom, boom, boom. And these guys are out there giving people these other notes. And they're like, wait, what do you mean you don't have the 1.6? What do you mean you only have 500 G's right now? Oh, well, I did another deal. I'm like, hold up a minute, man. Crazy stuff in the world of finance. That's all I got to say. You guys, so we didn't have the takeover this year. What are we going to do in 2025 now? I can't do anything in 2025. I don't think. Victor Morel, you could get jammed up. This is true. But you have to go with the right, you have to start slow. I would say connect with the real estate agent. They usually know people. Very good advice. because whenever it comes, especially the commercial business guys, because the business is trying to find a location, then they're sitting there saying my business and I need funding. That's a good start. I like the real estate too because people need short-term bridge, as they call it, bridge loans. So it's as simple as this: somebody wants to buy a project. We'll use 50K. Somebody wants to go buy something for, let's say the project is $350,000. And all the numbers look good, but the person doesn't have the money. And so somebody goes, well, you need that, we need that 20%. So then somebody says, oh, I know somebody that has 60,000, but they can only lend it to you for 1 year. Well, then there you have it. I'll loan it to you. When we go through the escrow, then I got in first position. So in case anything crazy happens, okay. So you have several opportunity and ways to make it work. So I don't know how Vanessa and those guys do theirs, but there's different things. Just like when I said Brad Easy Evans, loan, Northern California. If you live in Northern California, you need a real estate deal done, just Google Brad Evans. All right, Brad Easy Evans. All right, I can't remember his website, but he should come up. He's been doing this for 20 years, 20 plus years. All right, I used to do business with him 20 years ago. All right, that time has flown by, good God, but he's still doing it. Long as it makes sense, you get a loan. No qualifying, by the way. But it's only in Northern Cali, though. So that's pretty wild. Or someone who works for a loan company, they know people as well, looking for hard money. Yeah, there's always, thank you for all that, Vanessa Comagate. I've got a client right now who I'm saving him from foreclosure. Exactly. Do you know what? That's very interesting you say that. Because that comes up a lot where people are actually behind for, let's say they lost their job, got sick, whatever, and they're behind by 2-3 months. And they can't get out of it because their loan is whatever. Most people loans are 2,500, 3,500, whatever. And somebody says, okay, you owe us like 15 grand because of late fees and yada, yada, yada. And so now a person, after living there for 10 years, paying down payment, paying monthly mortgage, something happens, in their life, a life event. And then a lot of people try to refi their home. And the refi guys are like, well, wait a minute, you're behind on your payment. We don't think we want to do that. If somebody can find somebody that does this short-term loan situation, which is hard because you're not thinking like that at the time, and now you're going to owe somebody more money. So it's kind of scary, but that's awesome to hear that you're doing that because OCs need help. Some people out there just don't want to help post-retirement travel, especially when it's unregulated. The other beauty is taxes, as this is our after-tax money. Exactly, Victor Morero. I like your after-tax money. He took a second, owed 30K left, house free and clear. Oh, wow. Wow. 30K left, so you gave him 30K, but he still owes you whatever, 12, 13, 14, 15, up to 18%, right? And that's not that much on 30K, but still, that's a win-win, I assume. That's a great deal. I can't be mad at you for that. All right, everybody out there, make sure you hit the follow, the likes, the subscribe, and don't forget, we talk real estate here as well. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, highly recommended. But make sure you come join us May 13th, 14th, 15th. Tickets are on sale now, $199.99 for the first 5 people. Anybody after that, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, $50 more per ticket. So get your tickets early. You don't want to miss this one. I thought this one was going to be the last one. But once again, I'm doing business with one other company on the island. They're going to owe me commissions. So we're going to find out. If they don't give me any commissions, then that will be the last one. Because that's enough. That will be enough people that owe me money on the island. This will be the last time. All right, just letting you guys know. So we're going to go check some things out. And I got a very nice surprise. I got a video for 7 Palms Elite drive-through that I'm going to be posting tomorrow. So check your, well, no, I can't post it on all social media platforms because the video is 5 minutes. So this means I got to post something on YouTube, post something on this platform and others, Twitch, of course, and all that. it'll post up. Rumble, maybe even get a little love. And so I'll post it there. I'll do a little narration. I'll add even a couple of new twists. And you can actually see, because I love upscale luxury. I love Seven Palms Elite. I love Seven Palms Luxury Beach. I love Seven Palms Adventure. Those last two are across the street from the man-made lake. And people still have lake views for 140 grand for a one bedroom. You gotta love it. And a cafe and a restaurant restaurant on site, water park on site, pools on site. I like this type of thing. And across the street from the man-made beach is the Seven Palms Luxury, Seven Palms Adventure. They have units left. They're going to be delivered in 1.5 to 2 years. That means 2020. No, wait, hold on. 1.5 years, right? That's 2026. That's correct. 2 years from now, they have May delivery, December delivery, 2026. First phase in each one of the buildings. So therefore, that's going to come up. And then Elite is 4 years from now. So people have payments of $1,000 per month if you buy now at Seven Palms Elite. But that is not across the street from the beach. That's in its own little enclave. In fact, I showed people what it looked like the other day, and it was pretty sweet, I have to admit. So I get a little excited because I like a little upscale luxury. And Vanessa Comagay, thank you so much for sharing. And that's greatly appreciated to let people know that that is another alternative for them to earn money like the big boys. Like she said, she's like even 50 grand, even 30 grand. You know what? It doesn't even matter. It could be 20 or 10 grand. There's people looking for money all the time. Some people would think, no, but she already gave out great information when she said, go see a realtor, because here's what happens. Somebody's going to go buy a $25,000, $250,000 home. They go, well, you need 50 grand as your down payment. Or some people would say, hey, man, I can't get like 10, I have 20, 25 grand right now. I don't have the extra. And then the realtor could say, well, I know somebody that can do hard money for you, and you can get that extra money, but it's going to cost you. And people, this would come up on a daily basis, quite frankly. She gave you a key to the engine that goes. That could be a daily thing. If you didn't even want to do that, it could be 10 grand. It could be 15 grand, because people are like, I'll do it. And then you make whatever deal you got to make. But as long as it's backed by some real estate that they're buying, then you should be good to go. So it's kind of easy. I like what she's saying. Exactly, boss. They look for hard money people fast and easy. Exactly. It works out pretty damn good. Because the way I look at it is, when it comes to assets, this is another form of a derivative. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I want to buy a $250,000 house. And they're saying 20%, Eric, you need 50,000. I have 30. And I said, damn, I thought I could get 10%. They say, well, due to your debt to income ratio and your credit's on the border, nah, sorry, can't help you. So can't do 10, you got to do 20. Okay. And that takes you out of PMI situations as well. So, okay, fine. But now the realtor, you tell them, I'm sorry, man, I only got like 30, 35K right now. They can make it such as, how do you get the money back? Well, you could actually attach it as a lien scenario, but then if you do that, then of course, well, you're not going to attach it as a lien yet. But if you try to put it as collateral, then you really can't extract anything. So it's very interesting how you will have to set up your structure so you make sure you get your money back. But I'll tell you this, Vanessa Comagate and everybody else, go to findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. It's ho, 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 Christmas night. I should have started off with this. Matthew Lesko, who we had on, that finds government grants for the last 50 years for people. That is the go-to website. Why? Because just what we're talking about now. You need some down payment money? It's there. You need caregiver money? It's there. You need, hey, my car broke down and need some money for that? The grants, they're there. The nonprofit organizations, they're there. You make the phone calls. You talk to them. Generally, most of it, 90%, is no cost out of your pocket, because the government are giving them loans findhelp.org. Now, I will say the other thing, though. I will say this. You can also join Matthew Lesko himself along with his people that help others get grants and loans by going to lescohelp.com. You can sign up for a monthly, semi-annually, or annually one membership. And like I said, I actually, because I had him on, he was kind enough to allow me to be in part of their organization. I was in there and I told you guys before, somebody said, hey, I need money for X. And I'm sitting there like, okay, this is interesting. And then all of a sudden people started coming in. In your state, they have these 3 options for you that are grants that you can get right now at no cost. People started flooding in, like giving him free grant money leads so he can actually go get whatever he needed done. I was in shock. I was like, wait a minute. So all these people, he set up lescohelp.com to help people. So anybody who's a member can come in and say, hey, this is going on. I need help with this. And then members within the membership, thousands of people, help other people. They'll send you the leads. Say, hey, go check this out. And not from just findhelp.org either. There's people searching for this. That's what they do for a living. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just have to give a shout out to that as well. Post-retirement travel. Another cool lending business will be lending Bitcoin. Yeah, you set a threshold and lend based on your gains monthly. That would be cool. You could do that in Robinhood now, but interest rate is too low. Exactly. Yep, not worth it. Yep. He's the GOAT. Exactly. He's the GOAT. I'm familiar with Lesko. He wears bright suits with the question mark. That's right. Yes, Vanessa, while you were in the lab, we had Matthew Lesko on live like a month and a half ago. Man, it was awesome when he was on. It was cool. That's him. That's the guy, man. That is the guy. Joe Nay in the house. A Punta Cana Investor Forum person that came in, but the man was saying, oh no, I got residency situation I got to handle. I barely even got a chance to see him. He come out and hang with us for a brief moment, but it was very nice to see you, man, in the flesh. Very, very nice to meet you. Happy I met you. So thank you so much for being here on the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Another investor is here. What's good, SSN Nation? And you know it's always good, man. We breathing another day. How is everybody? I hope everybody's doing great on this Money Making Monday. You got that right. It's ho, ho, ho Christmas, my man. Stocks, real estate, crypto. What else can you ask for? Things are looking up all the way around with the asset classes. It's rolling. It's happening. So very nice to see you, my man, once again. Okay, got that notification, saw the trailer. That's right. I just smashed the like button. He did the trifecta. Everybody should be doing the trifecta. Give it a one piece. That's right. One piece, several times. Fit one. I see you on Instagram. I see all of you guys out here. Thank you so much for being in the house. And there we go. How's Auntie Val doing, boss? I got to get some coffee. That's right. It's that time. Make sure you use that promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, because after your first order, you get a discount for life, and you always get free shipping with our own Professor Auntie Val's beachfront Java and family. And she also has tea, premium tea as well. So go over there, starting from, again, premium whole beans, drip, fine ground, drip ground, and Keurig. And you know where the beans are from? Africa, Central America, South America, Indonesia. Go check her out. 1/2-pound bags up to 5-pound bags. Go get yours today and get that discount for life after your first order using that promo code, all caps, SSN Lifestyle. That's what we're talking about here. Make it part of your day. When y'all say dividend, I say reinvest. Exactly. I love that. I love that. You know I love that. That's what we say. When y'all say dividend, I say reinvest. When you say dividend, I say reinvest. That's right. Make it a party. This should be the anthem for the rest of the year. Assets, ladies and gentlemen, instead of liabilities and Christmas presents. Asset Christmas presents. How about that? I like that better. All right, let's go. Okay, boss, you on the gram. I see you. Thank you, Vanessa Comagate. That's right. We on Instagram now. I started that about, what, 7 weeks ago now? Yeah, I figured it was about time I come out here and start doing a little love for the Instagram. I'm about to do something else. I'm about to switch it up where we have the actual verticals. And I'm going to do something on vertical on YouTube, vertical on the other platforms as well, adding even more platforms. And by the way, can you believe TikTok? The United States is trying to ban TikTok. Can you believe all these TikTok content creators making millions of dollars could go? My God. My God. It's unbelievable. It could happen. We'll see what's going to go down. Yes, but thank you so much. That's right. We decided to make it on Instagram. And by the way, speaking of Instagram, I want to thank everybody because hold on a second. I got to make sure people get that. I had some link that I wanted to put in here. Where is it? Oh, I didn't have the beachfront Java. It's okay. We'll put the link in. Oh, that's not going to work. Well, it could work. Let me go see what happens on Instagram if everybody can see this. This might be too big. I put in a link for everybody to get their free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. So hopefully people take advantage of this. And if you don't like Robinhood and Webull brokerage, they give you a free shares of stock. If you don't like that, then there's Wealthfront. That's set it and forget it. Wealthfront.com. The link is down below. All the links are, what can I say? The type of links, affiliate links. Come on now. That's what they are. So that would be very, very grateful. Here we go. Paul Castillo's in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN Nation family. Oh my God. I can't believe Christmas is around the corner. 2024 went by fast. You're damn right. It's the speed of light right now. Everything's going like boom, 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 boom. It seems like it was just a year ago that I was over in Punta Cana at the Larimar offices. Paul Castillo. And it's another year later, and we're still asking the same questions. And again, it went by just like that. But don't worry, we're back in May. May 13th, 14th, and 15th, Paul Castillo, the Punta Cana Investors Forum, Joe Nay. But again, he came, he saw. How did that residency go for you, Joe Nay? Did you get that situation handled? Because I know you were running around trying to make it happen. So hopefully it all worked out for you. And yeah, we'll be back May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Get your tickets now at ssnlifestyle.com. Don't forget, the first five is always the cheapest. Here we go. TikTok is a Chinese company spying on. Hey, let me ask you something, Paul Castillo. Facebook, Instagram, X, what other platforms are there? They're all spying on us too. You know these things you're holding right here? They're all spying on us too. What do you think China's going to do? What do you think they're going to do? I mean, what do you think they're going to do? I mean, seriously. Everything is public in America, right? Pretty much. Pretty much. If people are on social media, then you know their name, right? Or their affiliations. You can see who their friends are. I mean, it's not like this ain't like anything. I don't know what spying on us means. All I know is there's a whole bunch of American citizens making millions of dollars being paid by TikTok to them. And by the way, you know what? Actually, Paul Castillo, this brings up a very interesting point. Let me show you something. Who owns TikTok? Anybody know? That's why this is funny. Who owns TikTok? Check this out. Oh man, hold on. I'm gonna Google this. Let me see. Did I mess up? Who owns TikTok? Anybody know the associations for real? Does anybody know? Let's go. Check this out. I'll pull it up. Hold on a second. This is funny stuff. Who owns TikTok? ByteDance. ByteDance owns TikTok. Okay. Here we go. Let me add this. Oh, wait. What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's get this stuff straight. We like to get things a little straight up in here, right? Let's get a little straight. Where is it? What happened? That's what happened to my bite dance. What's going down? My bite dance screen is still up, but I can't find it. Now, that's cute. Um. Oh. Okay. I see another. Okay, I see what happened now. Another. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go. TikTok, whose mainland Chinese and Hong Kong counterpart is Douyin, is a short form video hosting by Chinese internet host user submitted videos, yada, 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 yada. Who owns TikTok's parent company, ByteDance? ByteDance. Okay, here we go. ByteDance is privately held global company, roughly 60% owned by global institutional investors such as BlackRock, General Atlantic, Susquehanna. What were you saying about spying on us? I'm just saying. Um, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is Chinese owned. Fact: TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, was founded by Chinese entrepreneurs. Exactly. It's not owned by Chinese company. All right, so you guys got that right. 60% owned by BlackRock, General Electric, Susquehanna. All right, so and more. Hold on a second. You know what? Let me just go to TikTok itself. It just tells you. I mean, yeah, the Chinese dudes, just like WhatsApp, trying to get rid of that. But there you go. All right. We'll just use their data. ByteDance, probably BlackRock, Atlantic, Susquehanna, International Group. Okay. So here we go. So just letting everybody know, this is how they gaslight you. They gaslight you. It's funny. They gaslight people just like they don't want you to have the Huawei phone. Is the same reasons. All right. Same reasons. So you guys can go look up General Electric, SIG. All right. And they are not Chinese companies. So there you go. Now, who am I going to be afraid of? The same guys running this is the same guys owning this, the stock market. It's crazy. The same guys that when you open up a brokerage account, you give them your information. Right. American companies who do have investors outside the United States. So all that gaslighting about they got our info, man, you're giving up your info every day. You're not blocking it. The only way you're not giving up your info is if you're on analog systems. That means you don't have a cell phone. That means you don't have anything that's on the Wi-Fi, internet, webs. So I'm just saying, don't worry about them, Paul Castillo. They ain't spying on you like that. First of all, every country spies on every country. That's the first thing. That's why you have hackers from all the countries hacking into people. That's why you have the dark web. That's why you have, you know what? I get hacked all the time. And you have people trying to sell. They have people's pictures, their IDs, their social security numbers, sometimes cards, and they're actually out here selling it the rest of the world. So it ain't coming just from ByteDance, and it ain't coming from ByteDance mostly. It's coming from Russians. They're coming from the North Koreans. It's coming from even Israel, our partners. It's all over the place. So you have to think about the scary thing about TikTok is not scary. Our own government's out here doing stuff against us. It's crazy. I don't like it. Yes, 2025 will be amazing. Exactly. It's going to blow up. We have everything in place. We have Federal Reserve reducing rates. Check. We have Bitcoin moving to ETFs. Check. We have the top 5 companies buying back their own shares of stock on the stock market. Check. That's what's going to move the indexes up. We have the Trump administration coming in who does it, they're going to do tax cuts and tax breaks. That means the people that have the most money are going to have freed up trillions of dollars. And what do you think they're going to be buying? Stocks, real estate, businesses. That's why I already told you upper middle class is about to get wiped out. Middle class already 70 to 80%, 70 to 78% living paycheck to paycheck. After this next 3.5 years, it's going to be in the 80s. It's going to be 85, 80 to 85. And now that leaves the top 15% of the wealthiest is going to control everything. Oligarchy is going to set in. I don't see how it's going to stop. So either you join them or you sit on the sidelines and watch the parade go by. But either way, you're about to get stomped out, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have assets that pay you. It's going to be amazing. She's exactly right. The drones. Hey, how come nobody shot down them drones yet? Come on, I want to see somebody shoot down. Look, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Let some drones show up. I'm going to go outside and do some target practicing. That ought to be fun. Let some drones show up. I want to see what they are. I'm going to be shooting them down. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be like, what? Are you serious right now? Acting like, I don't know what they are. What do you mean? Are they a threat or are they not? Okay, maybe they're not, but we're going to find out what they are. You should have came in peace. You should have said something before you're doing some drone stuff. Overseas, they're killing people with drones. So that ain't nothing to play with. Eric, which stocks do you think are expected to blow up when Trump comes to power? All of them. No, what I mean is tech stocks, stocks backed by crypto, real estate investment trusts, like I've always said. You're going to get your dividends and you're going to get the stock price appreciation. You're going to get, it's a tax cut. And they're going to buy their own shares of stock. So we're talking about everybody, all the guys, all the top stocks on S&P, Dow, and Nasdaq. They're going to keep growing. There's nothing stopping them. The Federal Reserve is going to let them borrow money to buy their own stocks at interest-only rates for 10 to 15 years. It's going to be on steroids. Stock market is going to double in the next 3 years. What's going to happen on the other side? You're going to have to deal with the inflation. You're going to have to deal with the money supply being increased because you guys know derivatives. I've told you guys this for 5 years. There's no way around it. They're going to sit there and they're going to buy assets, and then they're going to use that asset to borrow money to go buy more stuff. So that means it's fake money in the system. So if I have $3 billion worth of assets, and I can go down and say, hey, man, I want $200 million loan against that asset, even though that asset might even have a loan to it. That's $300 million I just got out of thin air that I just put into the system. That means there's more money in the money supply, so you're reducing the value of your dollar. So this is going to continue. This is why the cost of living is going to rise even more over the next it's going to be 3.5 years. I say 3.5 because it hasn't taken office yet. So it's going to take like their first tax cut, tax breaks, which is probably going to be in the next 6 months, 7 months. And then after that, we're off to the races for 2 years. So that's 3 years. And then after that, I'm just going to say, all man for myself, I'll be retired at that point. I told you guys, I'm out. I'm going to be sitting somewhere in the world. It could be here or it could be somewhere else, but I'm just saying, this is inevitable. It's always been a thing. You live in a third world country, but you don't know it yet, is what I've been saying. People don't understand. So you think you're going to be able to get electrical grids. You think you're going to be able to get bullet trains. You think you're going to... Hell no. Nobody's going to be wasting money on that. They'd rather waste money on going to the moon or going into space, going into orbit. They'd rather spend hundreds of millions of dollars on that. instead of save the planet or save starvation for all, save the homeless. I mean, this is insanity. This is where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. You're putting the money and all the assets in the hands of a few. Just like right now, you go to your grocery store, there's only like 6 corporations that own all the grocery store chains. And so you think the price of food's going to go up? Of course they are. They all called up each other and said, hey, man, we're all going to be within 50 cents of each other, so let's do it. So that way we have our profits. Like I told you guys before, one time, this happened now 5-6 years back. I told you this story before. Diamond Resorts used to own the Diamond Timeshare Company. So I'm listening in on the CEOs, the Diamond owners, stock owners call. This dude on the owner's call is going, hey man, we're going to make whatever we want to make. All we have to do, we can charge whatever we want for the point system, the maintenance fees. We can charge whatever we want. So if we want to make 5% this year, we just raise their price 5%. Literally, this is what he's saying in the stockholders meeting. Telling the stockholders, this is what we're doing for you. So he's talking like last year we raised it, and this dude, he's right. I looked at my stuff. I was like, what the? He's like, we raised it 10% last year for you. He's talking like this. So everybody got a 10% increase in their HOAs, in their maintenance fees. So I'm sitting there listening to this, getting pissed. I'm like, what the? These dudes, they're not even caring. Don't give a damn. Because it's all about making them and their investors money. All right. So look who's here. We got Indy. Indy's in the house. Hopefully that helped you out. It's like Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Meta, AMD, all the high profile companies, tech stock companies, Paul Castillo, those are the ones, man. You have to go. You already know. Again, Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, and I'm missing somebody. They already admitted it totals up to $300 billion of stock buyback over the next 3 years. And actually, Nvidia said 50 billion, but they have 7 billion from their last stock buyback left over. So now it's going to be 50. They're going to use 57 billion over the next 3 years. So of course their stock price is going to go up, right? So that means you should be with the ETFs. You should be with the dividends. If you can get Yilmax ETFs, a portion of that option income money, which should be high because there's going to be lots of transactions. You already know those 3 or 4 that I mentioned right there you should have. But if you don't want to just pick a stock, then pick the ETFs. Get a VOO, VOOG, VCR, VTG. I mean, VTI. You have options, all kind. Go down and look at Defiance type of trading. A lot of companies now are doing those option income trades. So there's going to be a lot of activity with just those 4 or 5 that I mentioned in stocks. So therefore you win. What happens after that? Hopefully you done stacked up a whole bunch of money. And when it comes tumbling down, you got other assets. You diversified out and have some other assets, whether it's going to be all 3 of the income asset classes, real estate, stocks, crypto. You're going to have that, or business. But the business is going to be risky because if people don't have money to pay mom and pop businesses, then what's going to happen? Mom and pop businesses are going to go bye-bye, which is what there has been a downfall over the last 10, 15 years in itself. So it's going to continue. Not enough money to go around. It keeps rising to the top. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. NDV, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Very nice to see you once again. Thank you so much for being in the house. And again, everybody, please go to Instagram. We got up to 934. They haven't started subtracting that much anymore. So we finally surpassed the 921 followers. We got up to 934. So everybody make sure you go over to Instagram and keep doing it. Thank you so much, everybody. And again, in case you remember the channel, Vanessa Comagate, I don't know when the last time, you might not have been here in the last 20, 30 days, but we got demonetized. So that's why your membership and icons and all that will not show up. They demonetized me, said I can reapply in 3 months. And their thing that they used said reuse. Not copyright, not nothing. They just said I reuse. And yes, I did reuse videos. One of their 4 or 5 things, I did reuse video. I have to admit. All right, I reuse video from Instagram, from YouTube channels, but then that's fair use usually. But I did grab video from like Instagram, and then I have it Instagram branded because I have stopped struggling now. You guys have probably seen it on the shorts. So I put on the shorts, I just reposted. They're saying you can't do that according to their rules for reuse. And I'm like, what's this reuse? People use reuse all the time. What are you talking about? But anyhow, a lot of people got demonetized because of this new reuse thing. And so now I have to reapply 3 months from now. And no, I have not deleted any of the videos. The last one was the most interesting. When I put up the Denzel Washington motivational one, that's when I got the strike. Why? Because it did 15,000 views in one day. I was like in shock when I saw it. I was like, what the heck? And then the next day, I got this, you're demonetized. I was like, okay, that's funny. All right, hey, all right. Do you think Bitcoin Cash is a good investment? Yes. Here's the, well, okay. You're talking about BC, is it BCH? I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, anything with Bitcoin proper is going to rise up. So yeah, it's as long as Bitcoin rises, that's going to rise. Is it going to rise the same percentage? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you don't want to buy Bitcoin, then that would be another alternative. So that's not bad. I'm pretty sure most would agree with that. D. Reyes, when will you open the real estate market in the Dominican Republic? Because I see a lot of exclusivity on the projects. Because for some projects, the people only can use their realtors. No, it's not that really. It's not even really that. What it basically is, it's more to that, D. Reyes. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've let people know myself. There are developers that aren't paying the brokers, which in turn the brokers can't pay their realtors. There's a lot of delays on paying out stuff when it's supposed to be certain time frames. Like if a person pays during like the first of the month, and a check's supposed to come in 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, kind of thing, or 45 days later, and checks aren't coming. So what starts happening is just what you're talking about. Now all of a sudden, like me, I don't even want to represent hardly anybody right now. I mean, I talk Seven Palms. I love them. But again, it's a test. So we have a couple deals with Seven Palms. We'll see if they pay commission. After that, we can go a little harder. But if they don't pay me commission on time for my SSN Lifestyle SRL, then I'm never going to do any business with them again. You see, that's how simple. This is why I don't even want to join up with anybody. Because all these guys keep delay payments or have a reason not to pay you or come up with some stupid reasons. You know, send me an invoice. I'm like, send you an invoice for what? Is what somebody told me one time. I'm like, what are you talking about? Send you an invoice. For what? You owe me commission. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, our accountant needs an invoice. I'm like, your accountant doesn't need jack crap. That's why we signed a contract. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Any excuse. So this is one of the reasons you may think it's exclusive, but it kind of is not unless there's only one. That's Apartamentos RD. Apartamentos RD. I cannot become a broker for them. You have to actually work for them. That exclusive, yes. But most of them are not like that. That's like the only one I know of, quite frankly, that you have to work for them all by itself. There's other things such as like Remax Paradise is in Los Corrales, next to the tap room that they just opened. The tap room is very interesting. I got to give them a plug. Across the street from Citrus in Los Corrales, if you like different flavors of beer, they actually have a card that gives you 32 ounces and you pay, I can't remember what he said. It's all a little over $1 an ounce, I think. Something like that. No, I don't even think it was $1 an ounce. But anyhow, it was probably peso. But anyhow, 100 pesos or something maybe. But I think I have it. In fact, I need to make a video about this. But anyhow, you just pull it out the wall and it has different, and you can taste 1 ounce. You can just do the 1 ounce. You can taste it, and they charge you per ounce. And then after you're done, because you can only get 32 ounces max, then you just take your card up to the front desk and pay. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's different. Let's just put it that way. And so, but Remax Paradise is next door. So Remax has their own realtors. So if you mean something like that as well, that could be their own realtors, and they only promote certain projects. They don't do, in fact, Remax Paradise, I think, had 6 projects that they're promoting right now. So yeah, you would have to be with them. But then I can actually go direct. I don't have to go through Remax unless they're master broker. But there's no reason to do master brokers anymore, quite frankly. So yeah, that's what those are the problems that have occurred. That thing of ours that I've been telling people about for the last year, this year, 2024, is I knew, this was going to happen because they're messing up. When you don't pay people, that's why you don't see as many realtors anymore either. Plus there's a downturn. When you have 70% of the population in America and Canada living paycheck to paycheck, that's less people that's going to go abroad and invest. And when 60% of your investment pool is made of Americans and Canadians, and that drops down to 30% or even less, then that means there's a big wide gap. And now that also means you don't have enough people to buy. And that in turn creates a situation where you're not going to have a lot of realtors working for anybody hardly anyhow. So you have a lot of combinations. That is the reason why it seems like it's exclusive. And I don't think it really is. It's just I can be a broker with almost everything except apartamentos, RD. I can't be a broker of. I have to actually be a realtor with them. So just saying. Okay, let's go see this. All right. Yeah, it's open, man. It's just that everybody's been jacked. That's what I knew. This is a fallout. This is what happens if you go in 2020 and you have people who have made sales. Let's just say you get let's just say you get 3%, because I don't know what the realtors make. But let's just say people are selling $1 million, right? $1 million, 10% is 100,000. 3% is 30,000. In the heyday, selling 10 units a month was possible. So you can imagine a person who's getting 3% at the end of a month. They live in DR, and the person says, okay, it's payout time. Where's my 30 grand? And it's like not coming. So now the person has an IOU. Now they're expected to keep selling, or they think they should still sell, thinking that the person is going to be good for it. And now 3, 4, 5 months goes by. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, sayonara, why am I going to do this? I'm not even getting paid. Or they owe you 30, but they come with 5. See, this is all the stuff that's been going on. And so over time, 3, 4 years, what are you going to have? You're going to have a big drop off on realtors. And that's why when you go to YouTube, you don't see what you saw 3, 4 years ago. 3, 4 years ago, there was a lot of realtors popping up with videos showing things every day. At least 20, 30, 40, 50 people. You can go right now and just put in Punta Cana or any other city in the DR real estate, and then look on upload date, and you're going to see most of the time single digits. So to go from 20, 30, 40, 50 people a day down to 10 or less, that tells you something, right? That tells me something. I look for information. So that information is what I gather up, and then I figure a way, how do we exploit that information to make a little bit of money? I have plans in my head. I just haven't implemented yet. Oh, wow. I was wondering what happened. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, I'm in the mix too, because I've done some deals. People owe me money. And it's been always trying to extract. It's like, hey, man, where's my checks? Where's my money? And it's like, oh, this, that, and the other. Now another 30 days, 45 days go. Hey, oh, crazy. So I don't even really want to do anything. Jonay, well, I'm now a self-certified temporary residency for retirees in the DR. What a backwards ride. Oh, man. So you got it done in the DR versus trying to do it in America through the embassy and all that. That's very wild, man. Good God, you were running all over the place for 3-4 days, man. I'm glad you got that done. Very happy. Let people know if you can, Jonay, which residency, temporary residency, did you get for retirees? Was it based on the what was it, $1,500 in money coming in from your retirement? Was it based on something else? Because there's a 2,500 or 2,000 or 2,500 plateau. Was it based on real estate? Because that's another one that it could be based on as well. Or was it based on veteran, retirement, and real estate? Was it a combination, or was it just one thing that you qualified for? And how long did it take, by the way? Because you were running through hoops. I mean, geez, D-Ray has got it. I hope they get serious with that. See, D-Ray, see, they can't. They can't. You might say why. Okay, I'm going to tell you why they can't. Remember that tax reform bill? This is the problem. When that was a no-go, they don't have revenue to implement the offices that need to have the jurisdiction for realtors, brokers, real estate short-term rentals, long-term rentals, and laws put in place. They're missing 5 steps. So as long as they keep missing those 5 steps, they can't implement it. That's the problem. All they can really implement is charging people more money, as in taxes. And I should reiterate, not the taxes from people, but taxes for tourists. And taxes for tourists is not a good thing. Why is it not? Because higher prices for tourists mean tourists aren't coming. That's all you're doing. So therefore, you're defeating the whole purpose. That's what people don't understand. It's a teeter-totter. So you go level, you say, okay, citizens pay tax, we get tax from tourists. But if the teeter-totter starts going up like this, where most of the tax money is coming from tourists, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to be building the infrastructure down below. And you're not going to increase the wages for the actual citizens on the island, other than service industry. In fact, I was talking to somebody today about this. I said, you do understand, just because you keep building these $200 to $500 million all-inclusive things on the beaches, you go from Cap Cana all the way up to Michi's, 45 minutes. That's what your goal is. I said, yeah, but the people that work there are Dominican citizens, and you're going to make them have service jobs. And how much do the service jobs pay? You guys are going to keep their wages low. So the few wealthy guys, big deal. They're going to live in Punta Cana Village or Michi's or wherever, Santo Domingo, Pentini or whatever. But the point is, the majority of your citizenry, you're not going to pay them $40,000, $50,000 a year. So therefore, you're not going to have tax money coming in from your individual citizenry. So what are you going to do? Not tax those guys? Then those guys aren't going to build. The only reason they're building all this stuff is because you gave them Comfort Tour. As soon as you end Comfort Tour, then what? You really think these guys are going to pay 27%, 30%, 40% for materials and all that in addition and bringing them into the country? That ain't going to happen. You're going to be back to square one before Comfort Tour. That's what you're going to be back to. And that's the problem right there, man. It's kind of disgusting. You can already see what's happening. And now they have to borrow money. Like I was telling you guys before, they're going to borrow money from outside of the DR because they don't have the tax money. Now what happens? That increases the price. 60 to 1. It's going to be 60. It's over 60 to 1 in reality. It's 60 point, I think it was 60.25. But they go 60 to 1. That means this could be at 61 to 1, 61 pesos to 1 shortly. That means cost of living rising. And when you start really talking about one, you take one peso divided by 60, right? It seems like a small amount, but it keeps adding up. And on the other side of that small amount is it 2 or 3 or 4 times by the time it hits your pocketbook? That's the question. Okay, so they're doing other things. 18% ITF'S on meat, which is not all meat. It's ham, it's sausage, but you go to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store. I looked in the meat section. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It was crazy prices. I saw like $24 for like little packs of sausage and stuff. I was like, this is crazy right now. And so this is the fallout, and it's going to continue. And if they don't do any infrastructure improvements, water, sewer, garbage, electricity, and agencies to monitor what they should be monitoring for the infrastructure and for laws regarding real estate, laws regarding everything, they need stricter laws. And that's why the IMF, the United States government, won't put them into the monetary system. That's why they have it. I made a video about it. That's why they wrote out a whole PDF that you guys, if you can find that video, a whole PDF that I put down, KPMG actually posted it. And there are actual submissions by IMF, United States government. This is what you need to do if you want to be part of our banking system, so that way you can have lower interest rates and lower loan rates. So all that comes into play that people just forget about. They're just like oblivious. And all this has something to do with everything there. And people don't believe it. They're just like, what the frick? Got it. Hope they're serious. Well, D. Reyes, I'm just explaining why they can't get serious, because they're going to need the money. How much money is it going to be? All these real estate problems, right? How many offices will you need? First of all, let's just talk about Puerto Plata, Sosua, Cabarete, Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, Santiago, Jarabacoa, La Romana. Just those places right there. Are you going to say one office per location? Or you're going to have multiple offices? And how many people are going to work in those offices? Because they have to have field agents. They have to have people that actually are now going to have to go, well, we need to evict somebody. Where's the court at? Because this person didn't pay me any rent money. Right now, people don't have to pay rent money. They're not getting evicted. All right. So now what? You're going to put more judges on a bench somewhere. You're going to have more courts. All that costs money. So they're not going to do it. There's no tax reform. There's no revenue coming from these $200-300 million places that are being built. So now all you got is the people that work there. They walk off, get their paychecks. They go home. They live in the lower section of town generally. And then what? They use their little bit of money to send back home or buy stuff on the island. Great. And then you have tourists come in and spend money, and then you're dwindling, right? So you guys know over the last 3 months, it's been weird. 1 month, a 10,000 person loss, the first loss in 1 month in 4 years for tourist numbers. I can't remember. It was either September, I think. Then October comes, 10,000 more tourists. They still broke the record, but 10,000 more. And then November comes, a little bit more again. Not this crazy number ahead. So once again, there's a slowdown. And there's a reason, because the United States citizens and Canadian citizens are living paycheck to paycheck. So this is normal. But traditionally, they need 700,000 passengers this month to go to the DR to break the record, 8.5 to 9 million by air. That's what we're looking for this year. Now, next year, they're supposed to be at 9.5 to 10, but can they get there? They better get there, otherwise it's going to be bad news. I'm just saying. Are you kidding me, Eric? Are you saying builders aren't paying their realtors? That's close on their that close on their new projects. That's what I'm telling you, man. That's illegal as hell, especially when the records of the realtor's name. No, man, that's the problem. So there is no infrastructure to oversee this type of behavior. And The infrastructure that they have right now is the same one that all of the developers know. Sue me, bro. And what happens when you sue? Well, congratulations. You're going to be given a lawyer, I don't know, 5 grand to 10 grand. You're going to be in court 6, 7 months from now. When you get to court, not resolved, see you in about another 7, 8 months. Now you're waiting. Another year and a half goes by. I made videos about Panorama Lake. I also made that same video where there's a guy that sent me all of his documents he's been going through inside Vista Cana, which, by the way, I forgot all about it when I saw George and Tony and all Sebastian, those guys. I forgot all about it because I want to talk to those guys. I've seen them twice, and every time I've been there, I've been shocked they were there, happy to see them, but I keep forgetting. That's on my mind. Next time I go to DR, when I see them, I'm going to talk to them about, hey, man, you got all these developers that have screwed people inside Vista Cana, but here's the thing. Vista Cana goes, it's not us, because what do? They sell the land to these developers. So I know what they're saying. I already know, because you're not going to take liability for somebody else that's ripping people off, even though it is inside of yours. I feel there's a little responsibility, but what can they really do, right? They're not going to make the people whole when they didn't do the deed. But the point is, the guy was inside Vista Cana selling villas. This guy actually took the guy's money, goes down to the bank, gets a loan against the villa, but does not transfer title to the guy. The guy's out all his money. He's at year 1.5 years was last year. So now it's probably up to 2 years now. He's been fighting it in court, shows all the documentation, all his payments, all this. And the judge is still like, we'll see you in 6 months. No ruling. Meanwhile, the guy potentially is still selling villas, not only in Vista Cana, but outside of Vista Cana. So I've put a picture up of him and all this. The guy never contacted me. I don't even know who the guy is. But the point I'm trying to make is, yes, Victor Morero, there's all kind of stuff going on. This is why I'm telling you guys, this is why I pretty much shrunk down my base of what I talk about for projects, because I don't really trust anybody. The only reason I like Noval and what they do, there's no record of them jacking people, right, with realtors and all that. But the problem I have with them is that they're doing stuff that's not conducive for an investor. Like the new project that came out was Poseidonia. Oh, it was cool. It's over in Rock. They're going to have, this nice little Romanesque theme, and it's going to be all nice. But they said Aston, condos by Aston, and as soon as they say condo hotel, I'm out. I can't have investors here in the SSN Nation buying condo hotels, knowing full well you're about to be screwed. You're building them a project, and then you're going to collect 0% or negative 0% to 6% on your money. And there's no way you're going to be doing anything with a 1-bedroom, $230,000. You will not be able to do 0.1%. And not only will you not be able to do $230 per night, you're not going to be getting but 50% of your money, whatever the profit is. So that's like ridiculous when you think about it. It's like this one, it doesn't matter what the value of the property is. The property could be worth 400 grand. But if you bought it for 238 and it's a 1-bedroom, you can go look on Airbnb right now. I mean, you can go look right now and I'll prove my point right now. I mean, we'll go look right now. Why not? And I'll give you, this is now though. This Poseidonia, it won't be ready for 4 years. So you can't really rate the 4 years. Galaxy, Oasis Bay, put on 4 products. Each one 100 more units for each one. Do you think people are going to live in 60, 80 square meter places? They're less than 1,000 square feet? No. Those are going to be short-term rentals for the most part. Or sitting there for the owners and family and friends to come. But my point is, you have a lot of units. And 4 years from now, which is now going to be 3 years, because 2028 is going to be 3 years from 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks from now, 3 years will be 2028. So when that's built, you're going to have rents in order to make any sense of it economically. You're going to have rents of like 400, 450 a night, because you're only going to get like 45 to 50% of the income less your HOA fees. So that means you're going to get less than $200 per night net. And that could mean some other stuff too that I don't even want to get into. If you have a mortgage, if you had to get a 12.5% adjustable rate mortgage for 80 grand, that's $1,000 per month. That's crazy. So, I mean, I definitely do not agree with it. All right, let's go. I'm going to bring this up now. Check this out. Since we're talking about this, let's talk it. It's Money Making Monday. I can't have you guys out here losing money. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. So it's like not only Poseidonia, this is Wave Garden, this is Secret Garden, this is what's some other ones? Oh, Kaya, all these condo hotels which have it's just ridiculous. And some of these are in pools. You're in a rental pool. So that means if the condo hotel does 70% rental, right? It's a big if. If they did that and 30% of the units aren't full, and I'll use a simple scenario, 100 units in the building, 70 of the units are rented. So now the profit from the 70 is split amongst the 100. The other 30 that weren't rented, they receive rental money because it's a pool. They try to make it fair because all the units are the same. So therefore they try to go, oh, it'll be in a pool because since all the units are the same, it doesn't really matter which unit they rent. So therefore we're going to make it a pool thinking it's fair. But the reality of the situation is if you're only getting 50%, now you're getting even less because now you're sharing the other 30% of the building you got to share the profits with. Whatever that amounts to, who knows, right? So let's go check this out. I mean, I could use anybody. I mean, so there's one project that I still have a problem with from a financial standpoint, but I love the project. Oasis Lake. Notice I don't promote them. Right, there's an IOU. So therefore I can't. If it gets worked out, then we're talking Oasis Lake again. Oasis Lake is a condo hotel, but guess what they did? Not Aston, not Wyndham, not Banyan, not any of these people. They got Malia. Malia is an all-inclusive and they have a travel club. So they're different than a regular other type of project. So they have the Caribbean Lake Park has people, has the amenities already built in. They got the new aqua track, which is awesome. They got the zip lines, the rock climbing, the pool party on Sunday, all that people get to go to for no additional cost. They got Maroka nightclub Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. That's included too for everybody that's staying there. And so you start having all these things, and they have buggy rides as well. You start including that when a person stays there, they're going to stay there. And if they happen to throw in the food package, which is a likelihood, that means it's all inclusive for staying in a studio unit for 2 nights. How much is that worth when it costs $169 per night? Right? I mean, $169 for people to go use the aqua track and let's just say the cable water ski. That's $169 a person. So you say, okay, well, how much is it for other stuff? They have other stuff, combinations, $99 for these 2 things at the Caribbean Lake Park, for the amenities per person. So if you have two people and they can go use anything in the park every day they're staying there, once per day, along with the nightclub, along with the pool party on Sunday, now all of a sudden, what's the value? Because it would cost you to stay there minimum $200 to $300 a day. So if they say $375 and it includes all this stuff, or $395, people are going to go, hell yeah. Are you saying all I got to do is worry about food? Hell yeah, I'm going to stay here and play and party in one spot, and I'm still downtown. That's a huge advantage. So I would love to market their stuff. That's an easy sell to me. So when somebody says, hey, Eric, that studio unit's $250, $250,000, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, hell yeah, you should buy it, because you can get your point. They're gonna be able to charge 0.1%. They're gonna charge 253. They're gonna charge more than 300 a night, I believe. Here's the other thing. The Malia contract tells, guess what? Owners don't have HOA. All right? Owners don't pay HOA. That tells you all you need to know. That's crazy, right? That's awesome. So since I'm picking on Kana Bay right now, let's just go see. It's going to have to be 4 years from now, 3 years. But right now, here's the prices. So this is how much stuff has to move new people. Where is it? Okay, they're going to jack with me here. Room. We don't want room. Where's the filters? Entire. Let's do entire. Oh, I want to point out something else when this comes up. Look how many units are going to be available. January 8th is going to be prime time, right? In Punta Cana. You know what housing usually comes up. Let's see what happens this time. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're having a long, lengthy conversation with the computer right now, I see. You don't like to open these windows? Oh, I have access to. I'll take this one down. Maybe this will speed up the process. I don't know. But everybody, make sure you smash the like button. Here we go. Is it up here? Let's see where it is. Yes, here we go. Look at this. See, this is the problem. Well, kind of. It's not really a problem now because people paid less 4 or 5 years ago for their units. But all I'm trying to say is the Poseidonia has a 1-bedrooms. They're selling for $230, $240. They're not penthouse units. So this is right here. Free cancellation, 4.96. What size unit? Okay, let's just say this is a 1-bedroom. It doesn't even matter. We could be anything. Look at all these units under $100. Look at this, and in 4 years there's going to be another 400 or 500 units added. There's going to be like at Sidonia like 50 to 80. Then Oasis Bay, another 50 to 80. Then at Riviera Bay, like another 40 to 50. Look at all this. So in 4 years, you have to ask yourself, look at this, 2-bedroom terrace pool. Which one? I don't care, right? Look, 95. Oh, got that one again. 98. Well, don't say what unit size, which is you should always have unit sizes in your description. 2 beds, that's probably a 1-bedroom. 79, it doesn't matter. Look, these are all prices that exist right now, right? They're not saying what size unit they are. That's not good. That's not good. You should always say 1-bedroom, $92. See, so there's no way. And you think just because it says Aston that you're just going to magically be like, oh, I'm going to charge $250 a night just because it says Aston? No. Aston's not an upscale luxury type name. No, they're not going to be able to charge $250. Meanwhile, everybody else is doing this. See, again, there's a big error right here. 1-bedroom, $70 a night. This is January 8th through the 13th. Prime time. New, 3 beds. See, this right here is bad. There are people who bought 1-bedroom units for $117, $119, $120. There's people who bought 1-bedrooms for $89,000. But even they are having a problem right now. Look at this, 68, 74, 71. There's all kind of stuff. And these 71 is a penthouse unit. So again, this is like 111. This is not a win because we know they don't have 70 or 80%. Well, okay. We know they don't have 70% occupancy right now. In the future, when Moon Palace is over here, also in the next 4 years, actually next 2 years, that'll come online. But that also is going to have condo hotels over here, which might cost more. Might. I say a big might. I don't know. But they have the same price point as over here at Kana Bay for the new condos, not the old ones, the new ones. They're priced. A 2-bedroom at $350,000, really? That's what it cost at Poseidonia. You see any place here that anybody can charge $200 or $300 for 2 bedrooms? I'm like, this is insanity. Even in 4 years, you're not going to find anybody that's going to be 200 or 250. But there's a bedroom 51,000. That's what's going to end up happening. So this affects everybody except Caribbean Lake Park, immune. Atlantida, immune. And Vista Cana, immune. Lamar, immune. Cruise on Land, immune. Notice anything in particular about that? You might notice they all have a lot of amenities at their locations. So those guys are going to be immune. Nobody else is going to be immune. So here's the funny part. Let's see if we can get back over here. I'm going to show you guys, which is very interesting. Now, look at this. Let's go look at, let me see if I can find it. I always have a hard time finding it. Oh, there we go. Playa El. Look at this. Look at this, where every, right? Just really tell. No. Again, do you guys see there's a big flaw here? You do not do, you put the unit size in your description. All right? Don't waste people's time. I wish I could find it. I can't find it. They're not giving me. I can't really tell. I'm just going to sit right here for a second. But this is the lessons that you learn from investing. Again, everybody who got in, who gets, I should get a price point. Everybody who gets in under $250,000, you're good. How many places are available for $250,000? Well, there's a lot. But again, here in the SSN Nation, I'm telling you, do not buy a pool and condos. Do not do that and think that you're going to be able to buy that for $250,000 and then turn around and rent for $250,000 a night. $250,000 and then rent for $250,000. That's not how this works. All right, now I'm trying to figure out why things aren't coming up here. What's going on? This is interesting. What's going on? This is wild. All right. Want me to change the dates? Let's go for a week. January 23rd. Whatever. Let's go look. $1,500. Okay, that's cute. That's obviously a villa. That's clearly a villa. Now let's get around to that. I don't know why we're having this problem. Without seeing markers, each bar, this is it. It's right here. Whatever's happening, I won't be able to talk. But my point I was trying to make was, you saw those 70 to 100 and whatever, 11, 12, 120, whatever the case may be. Okay, that's by the beach. But you know what's not there? Restaurant, bars, nightclubs, other than you can go inside Hard Rock right now to the casino, go to the nightclub, go to a couple of restaurants, go to the beach club is now free for owners. I don't know about, I think they probably made it free for the renters as well, because that would make sense, that can go out to the beach club. But at the beach club, yeah, there's another pool, restaurant, bar, whatever, and the beach. That should be mandatory anyhow. So again, now you stay at Los Corrales El Cordecito. The same prices you get there are over there, but the reason why the prices are the same is because they actually have amenities here. Restaurant, nightclub, bars, casino, and you can walk to the beach and you can walk around. They have a bunch of stuff. So those are type trade-offs that you're doing, but they're priced the same right now. What's going to happen in the future? Well, the future is going to be nearly the same up Cana Bay, and it's going to be nearly the same at Los Corrales because they also are adding 500 units over the next 4 or 5 years. Secret Garden's going to be there. A bunch of other units in the back. Blue Marina is going to be there. Gardenia is going to be unlocked in the next 6-7 months. So they're going to add another 500 to 600 units in that area. So again, unless you increase tourism, you're going to have a problem. All right, enough lesson on the real estate situation. It's not going to come up for me, so we can't see it. So that's how it goes. Are you kidding me? No, man. Their record. Yeah, they're, hey, man, I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. This is what's been happening with all these situations. What are the benefits of having Dominican residency when it comes to real estate? Paul Castillo, you need to, maybe I don't understand what you're saying, but what some of the benefits are this. If you have residency and you're trying to bring something over, such as bringing a car over, bringing items over, you don't potentially have to pay for the import duties and taxes and fees. You get a limited amount waived, right? So that's a benefit. I don't really know of too many other benefits other than residency means you can have health care, which is pretty, I mean, that's pretty good. You have other things as well, which I'm not really adapt to, but hopefully Joe Nay's still here and he can tell us. And Victor Morrell can tell us. The only advantage of residency is the ability to send household goods, i.e. furniture, cars, etc., if you're retiring there. Also, there's a lower tax liability on earned income. There we go. Victor Morrell answered it precisely because he was looking into it, and his wife, I believe, is from DR. So he would know the answer. That is the answer. Yeah, for sure. We need more organization, more rules and infrastructure, like you said. Yeah, D. Reyes, you don't have the money for it. And where you're going to get the money for it, it defeats the purpose. Well, it's going to hurt the citizens and hurt tourism. They're going to have to do what they just did 2 months ago when the tax reform didn't go through, or, well, they didn't push it through. They had to get $625 million from Japan and from the IMF. So that triggers a hit on your currency. So instead of that 58, 59 to 1, it went to 60 point. It's over 60. But everybody just says 60 right now. So you're just a hair away from actually this thing being 61 pesos to $1 US, which now means everything costs more for tourists and people on the island because they just raised the price. It doesn't change anything. All it's going to change is the people adjust the price. They say we still need to make 25% profit. Doesn't matter what the to one ratio is. We're still making 25% profit. So we just move the price up. Simple. The same thing you do in an inflationary situation like what's happening in America, because we're borrowing money too and spending money we don't have. Same thing. That's why we're wiping out the upper middle class. So that's the thing. That's awful. Too shady. Yeah, exactly. And again, Vanessa Comingate, that's why there's been a decline on the sales. A huge decline because of this. Because there's not enough realtors, there's not enough brokers who actually want to engage, there's not enough people like myself. I'm like, I don't even want to deal with these guys because they're all like acting stupid. I mean, I don't get it. It's like they don't want to, they're all acting like they're trying to hide something. It's like there's projects that come out right now and they'll say, well, we're going to have this developed in 30 months. Your payment plan's 30 months, 2.5 years. And I told you guys before, once I started reviewing how the process works, none of these projects can be done in 2.5 years. Literally. Because it all based on your first thing. Your first thing is who owns the land outright. That's the first thing. If you have a complicated title, you're in that for 1.5 years minimum just to clear the title. Once I started realizing timelines, I was like, what do you mean? Then they said permits. Oh, permits could be 6 months. Well, I start talking to developers. They're like, no, it took me a year to get my permit. It took me 8 months to get my permit. It took me 1.5 years to get my permit. I'm like, wait. So if I have title issues for a year, 1.5 years or more, and it takes me a year, 1.5 years to get my license, now I got to do an environmental impact license, which could take another 6 to 12 months, or that's 3.5 years right there. So how can I tell people I'm going to build in 30 months when I can't even get the license, the land, the title, and all that done in 30 months? But they're doing it. So now all the projects end up being, when they actually can build, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Now it all makes sense, right? But until I started coming up with the Takeover 2025 and looking into building stuff, I was like, oh man, these guys are all like, there's no way. They're lying to everybody. So when all 99% of the projects are late, yeah, okay, now I know why 99% of the projects are late. They may not be doing shady, illegal stuff, but it would have been better if they would have been honest with people and said, hey man, they should have just gave the numbers originally. I know why they didn't. They wanted to collect the money faster. But in reality, they should have just told people, hey, just make it I would have written contracts differently. I would have written a contract, hey man, this is going to take us 4 years, 48 months. Okay? But if we finish before the 48 months, we'll either do two things. We'll let you stay with the 48-month plan, and at the end of 48 months, then its delivery's already happened, then you can pay us. Or if we deliver before that, then it's all due and payable. Take your pick. Because they're actually making us as a business, right? If we have customers, the customer makes us. So I would make it flexible for them, but I'd give them the real deal. I would say, man, it's going to take us 4.5 years to do this, so your payment's 57 months or 56 months. I'm not going to tell somebody. Or I'd make it second phase. Because once you understand timelines, it was easy at that point. I can transfer a blue title in 6 months. Okay. That means we subdivided and everything in 1 year. So 2.5 years, no problem. My permits and everything in another 8 months to a year. So 2 years we're done. So we have a 36 months situation. Second phase goes out to 56 months because we've been doing that work for 1.5, 3, 2.5 to 30 months to get it in position. But we can't start building until 30 some months later. So 2 years after that, bingo, makes sense. But they don't want to do the right thing. They want to collect all this money in like a 36 months or less, when in fact, people should have had 58, 60-month payment plans. But they don't want to do it. So this is what we're in this situation. So just letting you guys know, that's how it works. This is very easy in reality. Numbers don't lie. But they don't want to play. But Victor Marrero, I'll put this on screen again because that's pretty cool. That's what everybody needs to know about residency. I do have videos about residency with Johan Confidante, one of the recommended lawyers. You guys can go search the channel for that video. For sure, we need more organization and rules. Yep. And they should have needed that a long time ago, unfortunately. True, condo administration just profit for the builders and their appointed administration company. Exactly, D. Reyes. Exactly. That's why this all comes to a head. Paul Castillo. Thanks for the input. Do you have Dominican residency yourself? Yeah, that's a good question. Does he have it by marriage? How's that work? No, I don't, but my wife is Dominican with passport and everything. We can send all furniture from USA on her without the import fees. There we go. There we go. Exactly. Some of the benefits. So, yeah, $2,500, $3,000 for the container. Not bad. Paul Castillo from Post Retirement Travel. I can probably get residency through my wife, but I have to check for any tax implications. Exactly, Victor Morel. You know what's going to happen. You make money on the island, 25%, I believe, something like that. Yes, post-retirement travel. Yes, more competition could affect your occupancy rate. However, the way you overcome that is by selecting a unique unit. Very well said. Close to the amenities, bigger unit, reasonable daily rate. Exactly. 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 Speaking on that, we talk about it, Victor Marrero, and he's been here with other people before where we talk about the amenities matter. So let's go to everybody is in one basket. Everybody has the same amenities. So then what ends up happening? Pool view, ocean view, those are going to be your top two spots. Ocean view's number one, pool view's number two. So now all of a sudden, you're like, what amenities do I have at my place? So you guys have a pool, fitness room. My place, pool, fitness room, mini mart, and cafe restaurant. That cafe restaurant, mini mart, adds value that the other ones don't have. So therefore, I get to charge more money. So if I have beach, ocean view, and those amenities I just mentioned, versus somebody who just has a pool and a fitness room, that changes things. A pool, fitness room, cafe, bar, swim up bar, and grill spot, that has more value than just somebody staying at the pool and fitness center and no view. So you have levels that you can use, which I'll use Counter Rock since I talked about them before. You can use that to your advantage. You should be able to charge more. That's how it works. Okay, so I see right now this isn't going to cooperate. What the hell's happening? Did they turn on some sort of... What's happening? Or is this a thing? January 23rd. Okay, this isn't a thing. I know it's not a thing. There's no way this can happen. All right. We're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. It's been a few hours, I guess. So I want to thank everybody for being here. If there's anything else you guys want to discuss, let's do so now, because I can't get on the screen anything about this Airbnb just so we can go look at the others. But it's okay. Always have some issues of some sort that we have to deal with. Sadly, but it's all right. Right, let me get this off screen. Oh, wait, what is that? Did something come up here? No, did it? But mature hour this is. What is this? Apartment in Punta Cana. Apartment in Punta Cana. Condo in Punta. This is not how you should do subscription. Let people know where it is. Condo, that's not good enough. Room in Punta Cana. Not saying, ladies and gentlemen, this is not who this. You should be saying, like, let's just see what this is right here. You should be saying what it is, especially if you have ocean view. I mean, or walking distance to the beach. You should be saying, let's just say this was a one bedroom. It don't matter. One bedroom apartment, 2 blocks from the beach in Los Corrales. That should be like your title. You need to let people know where it is. This thing about just naming apartment in Punta Cana, this is not the way to do this. Okay? This is crazy. This is crazy. Enjoy, comfortable, and nice stay. Again, no, that's not... Okay, they're new people. That may be why. Elegant apartment, 1 bedroom for up to 4. At least that gives a description, but condo in Punta Cana, come on. You should give an actual location so people know. Place to stay in Punta Cana. Again, I don't know what this is all about. This is crazy right now. This is not what you should be doing. Unless this is something that Airbnb has started doing. Because that's what this is looking like. This is looking like you choose condo, apartment, villa, And it looks like they're adding this little headline on themselves. That's not good. E&M Beach House, 5-star private villa. Now this is good. So yeah, see, townhouse in Punta Cana. So yeah, they've added what it is now instead of allowing you to have a line, which this 5-star private villa pool with beach access. Now you should be telling people also, where is it? Because you get pissed looking around for stuff and can't find it. But all right, enough. Let's go. I'm critiquing a bunch of stuff right now, and it's kind of sad, quite frankly. It's kind of sad when you see this. Um, I'm not seeing where this is. It's like we have a gap here. Is there something? We're on a blackout. I don't know where these are. Anybody recognize any of these places? It doesn't look familiar. Nice private room. Okay. No, don't know where it is. Let's go down here. Here we go. I'm in the wrong section. Look at this. So here we go. Interesting. I wonder why there's $163, $140 per night over here in Los Corrales. Like I told you, I keep telling you guys, there's a value for where everything is. This is where everything is. Private pool, luxury apartment. All right, they're doing that crazy. Again, 1 bedroom, 140. Interesting. 4.9. 163, luxury penthouse. There we go. Can see water. 163. All right. You can see water. 163 is a great deal. But they didn't spend, I would be willing to bet you they spent like 200 G's or less, depending on when they bought it, because these are older units. 142. 50 steps to private beach and poolside. 142. All right. 71. 2-bedroom condo, Coral Village. I like staying at Coral Village and another spot. There goes another Coral Village. $76 per night. 1 bedroom. That's a two. I think that's a 2-bedroom, quite frankly, because that's usually a room there and a room behind there. Yeah, I think that's a 2-bedroom, not just a 1. No idea. But yeah, this is what you're dealing with. These are 1 bedrooms, 76 a night. That's a 1 bedroom. 76 a night. 71. But again, there's no difference in pricing from here out there. So what's going to happen 4 years, 3 years from now? These prices are going to rise a little. The prices at Hard Rock are going to have to rise a lot. And Moon Palace and all the others, Hilton and all those guys. All right, so we finally got something. Could affect that bigger unit, reasonably daily rent. Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath out here. It's gonna be very interesting what's gonna happen, especially if there's a downturn in tourism. Other options, post-retirement travel, aka Victor Marrero. Other options, if you don't deliver on time, they should offer you an upgraded unit or a higher floor. Hey, Victor Marrero, you know how many developers have done that? 0. No, hold on. 1. Yours. Yours. That's it. There's no other upgrades from anybody else offering anything. Only your guys did that. You're right, though. You're right. That's what they should do. It should, it's a lot of things they should do. Who decides the rental price night when you list your unit on Airbnb? The owner or Airbnb? The owner. You pick your price. And like I said, if I always make sure I'm like the top 3 or 4. Not the top though. I always make sure I'm below the highest price, but I always be like the 3rd highest if that falls within my range. And then sometimes, like in Vegas, Hawaii, I don't really care if I'm number 1 because the units aren't really available. So it's based on if you have a lot of people looking for places and all the units are gone and the only one left is yours, then people take it. So this is why, again, in Hawaii, it was so effective because during Christmas and New Year's, People would think I'm crazy when I charge like 500 a night. So for a week is like cost a person 4 grand for a 2 bedroom. So people would hit me up and say, "Hey, why don't you? I'll stay at your place if you charge less, like the other person." And I'm like, "Well, why are you sending me a message? Just reserve theirs." Because for me, it's a win. You take out the smaller price. That just means the higher prices end up being available, and that's all there's available. So this is how we do 2 units, 7,000, $7,000, and out of that, you're talking 4 or 5 grand profit. Simple. Maintenance fees are only what they were 15 to 1800. So you're at 2 Gs, 4 Gs, 4 Gs. So if you can do the exponentials and you have 5 units, now you understand how you make money. You have more than 1 unit, and you have the highest prices, and you have more than 1 unit, which means if I'm charging 549 on one, 529 on another, that's the power of owning more than one in the same location. Because now people see the 529, they take that one out, then they only see the 549 or vice versa. So now when you have 3, 4 units in the same place, that's why I always talk exponentials, because now I get to control. I can charge lower and still make profit, but as you're taking out my lower pieces or prices, that just means my higher price ones are left. And I'm the same owner. So we win. So that's why I always used to say exponentials are good. If you have one, try to get two. If you got two, try to get three. But you got to make sure that you're in a high tourist destination that works, and you get to have premiums on Christmas, New Year's, President's Week, July 4th, which is kind of mimicked around in a lot of places where people go out of the country or go somewhere for their vacations. And so when you start talking about all these different options, which it has to do with, you get to make your own prices, you get to do your own description, you fill it all out. And so all these people over there right now, there has been a change in the DR apparently with Airbnb. They have these vanilla descriptions. You should have in your description what size unit it is, and if it has a view, that should be on your first. You should, if you have a pool view, then you say 2 bedroom with pool view, and if that matters. If you have ocean view, you go 2 bedroom ocean view. That should be your first line that everybody sees. They know the unit size, ocean view. After that, they go, "Oh my God, where is it?" That's what your first line should say. It shouldn't be saying stuff like private unit, condo unit. Who cares? People already know it's a private unit because they clicked on entire unit. So there's no sense in saying that. You just need to say it's a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, sleeps. I'll give you an idea. I run mine, I say 2 bedroom, or depends on location. I usually say 2 bedroom, sleeps 6, and I use SLPS, 2 bedroom, sleep 6, and then I give whatever other information is valuable. Ocean view, pool view. If there's a marker, high roller, like in Vegas, high roller, so everybody knows it's by high roller. So then when people go, wait, the high roller, that has the grandstands by it for the F1 races. You're damn right. So everybody has markers, high roller. I know where that is, right? Or I'm by MGM. So 2 bedroom, sleep 6, across the street from MGM. So people see that. They go, "Oh, that's where I wanted to stay." So you get more eyes, more views, and things like that. All right. So D. Reyes, he says, yes, you, the owner. He's right. Yep. He's absolutely right. D. Reyes, here we go. But sometimes it's kind of difficult because newbies lower prices extremely or increases out of the range, so that sometimes hurts a lot the premiums. D. Reyes, it doesn't. See, this is a fallacy that the condo hotels perpetrate upon people, so you start believing it. I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay, I always use Victor Marrero's properties. I can use mine, but I'll use his because I do all my pricing, and I've been doing it forever. But here's the example that I'll use. It's because he has a condo hotel environment, and people in his area, they say, okay, we're going to make everything the same price. All right. Just like cruise on land, they go, you can do plus or minus 10%. And they tell people, because I'm worried about what you're saying, D. Reyes, because the newbies lower prices. Okay. Well, see, here's the thing, D. Reyes. This is why I tell everybody you should own in high tourist locations. Why? This is exactly the reason. When people, the newbies, have lower prices, whose are going to be rented first? The newbies. Their lower price is going to be taken out before anybody can say what happened. So, just like what's happening in the DR, just like what happens in Orlando, just like what happens in Hawaii, just like what happens in a whole bunch of places, Los Cabos, Anaheim, all over the map. This is why I want those people to be in the group. I want them to be part of the rental pool, because what ends up happening is when people see, let's just do a mind trick for you right now. You see at a hotel that there's one place that is $60 a night. You see another place that's $160 a night. Now what are you going to do? You're going to go, man, is there something wrong with this $60 a night? What's the difference between this and that? There must be a big discrepancy, right? So the person's going to look at yours and theirs. They're going to go, oh man, this looks the same. I'm just going to book the 60. That's a win either way, because the 60's off the table. You can do this 5 times when we're in a high turnover, high occupancy rate location. When you start talking about you have 100 people that sees places and they want to stay there, and you got 4 or 5 or 6 people that are doing this, oh, we're just charged $25 a night. I'm like, please get those out the way. And again, I used to tell people when they would send me messages, to this day on Airbnb, I had somebody just do it last month, but not as much as it used to be. They would send me stuff like, hey, somebody else has a unit at your same place. Will you match their price? I'm like, I'm nice about it, but I just say, hey, well, no, but you should probably reserve their place now before somebody else does. Because I know more people, as soon as that's off the table, all that's left is me. And I'm going to get my price. And by the way, those people that do that, they're going to find out real quick when their first payment comes for the money. They're going to find out real quick. Go ahead and underprice your place and have occupancy at 90%. Because they're going to find out real quick when people move out and they have to do their maintenance and upkeep of the unit. They're going to find out that do they really want to have all these people coming into their unit at this low price? Because first of all, they're not going to make they're going to make single digits annually on their money. And then they're going to find out that they're going to need to do maintenance on their furniture, maintenance on pots, pans, plates, all kind of things, because they have a high rate of occupancy and they're not getting enough money. And now they're sitting there like, damn, I did all this. I had an 80% occupancy, but I end up making like freaking $10,000 or less for annual. That's what happens. So when you see that, you should be cheering. You shouldn't be mad. You should not be mad. You should be like, yes, I want to see more of that. Get rid of all these guys. because that's what's going to happen in a high occupancy rate location. And Victor Marrero at Margaritaville is the beneficiary of this exact thing. People go rent at his location 500, 600, 450 a night. Orlando has all kind of places that cost less than that per night, but not all kind of places that have the amenities that his location has. That's the difference. So these are the things that you don't care. Just don't even just put that out of your head. And that's why you also buy the best unit. That's why, okay, we talked about this early on. If you can buy an Ocean View unit, you buy it. If you can afford it. The next thing, you can't afford the Ocean View unit, then get the pool, the best pool view. And then when you start thinking about it, I think about, where am I at in the building that gives me pool view, access to amenities, and all of that? Because all that comes into play as well. So if all I have is a fitness room, cafe, and a pool, I need to know if my unit can have pool view by the cafe, by the fitness center, what the relationship is to that. I'm getting the closest unit to that makes sense. So then when I'm marketing it, I say 1 minute to the fitness center, 1 minute to the pool view. I see the pool view, 1 minute to the cafe, 1 minute to the pool or fitness room. However you want to do it, I market that. That's why you just can't go pick a willy-nilly unit in the building. You have a plan. All the units cost the same, right? Generally, you're on the second floor. They say, okay, you're buying a 1-bedroom, like in the case of Seven Palms Adventure. You're on the second floor. It's like $140,000 or whatever it is. You all have lake view of the man-made lake across the way. But now you have to go, well, wait a minute. There's a water park over here. There's a cafe back over here. Which is more important to you, the lake view or being by the cafe? From a renter standpoint, lake view always trumps being next to a cafe. What's next? Lake view and pool view? That trumps just pool view only. So this is the markers that you have. So the guy that's in the back, like I'm going to charge $175 a night. The guy in the back who looks at the parking lot, he might go, $79 per night. Thank you. I appreciate you. Because they're going to rent your unit more than they're going to be renting mine. So I don't have to do upkeep as much as you. And for every 2 nights you rent, I only have to rent 1.1, let's say. 110%, right? 1.1. So again, these are the reasons why, because you sit there and may say, well, that hurts. But to me, I go, look at this guy, $80 a night. I'm charging $179. So now he gets 4 rental nights. I get 2. We make the same amount of money. You keep doing that for 365 days, and all of a sudden you start seeing this big discrepancy that he has more use nights, more doors open, more pots and pans use, more electronic use, more AC use. All that comes back to haunt you later in maintenance. And I'll put it another way. If you don't know this, if you have high occupancy rate, you're going to have to change your furniture generally about 5 years. And quite frankly, I'm going to tell you this, in the DR, let's just stop with the nonsense. There is nobody putting in Ethan Allen type furniture, which is a high-end furniture making. They buy the best furniture, right? Ethan Allen makes or buys. That furniture upholds better than what they're putting in DR. All the furniture they're putting in the DR is, when people say, I'm taking the furniture package, you can take the furniture package, but the problem is all that furniture is not going to last 5 years. You're going to be changing furniture like at Coral Village and all that. These guys should have changed the furniture 2 years ago. You go in some places and it's like, damn, but they have high occupancy and they don't care. But what starts happening is people will start leaving reviews. People will start saying, nah, don't stay there. Don't stay in this place. That's what starts happening. So this is the thing that you have to deal with. And that's why you're going to be able to distinguish yourself, because there's ratings. And so people are like, well, why does this guy have a 4.8, 4.9? This other guy has a lower price, but his rating is 4.1, 4.2. There's a reason. And so this is why in the field of rental, you never care about somebody doing low prices. You just want them gone. Hey, everybody, take them guys. I want what I want. And by the way, there's again, this other side of this is my unit isn't used as much as yours. So now my replacement cost doesn't happen until twice as long as you. But I make more than you. So that's the trade-off. So don't worry about that. Don't believe the hype by the realtors, the all these guys. You don't care about that. The same thing I'm going to tell you is what Victor Marrero was talking about. He owns at the Galaxy. When he comes online, he might have ocean view from his unit. If he has ocean view from his unit is unique to everybody else, right? So therefore, all them people that are selling their 2 bedrooms for $91 a night and all that, he's going to be able to charge whatever he wants because nobody else has ocean view. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Somebody's going to have ocean view, but he's going to be one of the few. So if he has ocean view and nobody else hardly has ocean view, and those guys are saying their 2 bedrooms for $100 a night, fine. Sell it for $100 a night because I want $299 or $250 because I can walk across the street to the Hard Rock. I got ocean view. So you guys don't. Ocean view matters. In this situation, it's going to matter a lot. So again, there's going to be a discrepancy. So he's going to have that same exact thing that you're talking about right now. He's going to have those guys in the back that have 2 bedrooms at Conner Rock condos and all these other condos that just have golf course view. 2 bedrooms, 90, 120, whatever. He can put on his probably $299. Ocean view. That in itself is enough. Walk across the street damn near to the Hard Rock. That's enough. Again, kitchen and all that. That's enough. And pool view to boot. That's enough. So he has a marketing point that hardly anybody else in that whole section is going to have. So that gives him an advantage. So do you think he should charge lower prices because of that? No. He should be charging what he thinks the market will bear. And people will be renting it out at that higher rate. Sure. He might not do well, I don't know the occupancy there, but he might not be doing 40% or 50%, but he doesn't have to at that point because he's making 2 to 3 times as much for one night than his counterparts are for 3 nights. So he doesn't care. It ends up being the same amount of money ultimately that he could get anyhow. Either he rents at their prices and have a higher occupancy rate potentially, or he rents at his price and says, okay, I'm willing to live with 365 days, 125 days of $300 a night. And by the way, using that situation, I'm gonna do a calculation. I don't think anybody's gonna be too mad about it, but you know, if we did 125 times like 295, that's $36,000 a year. Now, that ain't all profit, don't get me wrong, but the fact of the matter is that's 125 nights. That's only like 30% occupancy. That's my point though. So I don't really care about the other guy. That's $125 nights times 295. And I'm going to give you a perfect example right now. So let's just say 125, 250, and let's just go 280, which is crazy. But 280 times their counterpart that's happening right now. These guys are like, oh yeah, I'll do $99 a night, right? Guess what? 280 rental nights is only $27,720. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't care about this guy doing this crazy 99 per night. He only makes 27 grand less expenses. Meanwhile, I only rent it for 125 nights and I made 36 grand. So you tell me, you do understand That's 155 more nights rented, which means 155 more nights of something that somebody's in your place, things are happening that you're going to have expenses for. That's the reason. So again, I hope I illustrated my point, even though I didn't have the numbers on screen. But that's the whole deal right there. So don't be mad, D. Reyes. Don't be mad. All right. Yeah, their numbers will be a disaster. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I figured I might as well run the numbers, because that's what it is. Most of them are from IKEA. Yeah, where else are you going to buy it from? There's not really any high. Well, okay. The high-end location, Opian Furniture. Not only that, it's specially made to your specs. So you put the materials down. If you want Scotch Guard type stuff, you get it. Okay, let's get down to business. We might have some people now that's even checking out real estate. First of all, Scotch Guard, mandatory. If you have cloth seating, usually Scotch Guard in America comes with warranties. So again, you love that, right? But you want Scotch Guard because it's sweaty, it's rainy, especially in the DR, right? So you should have some protection on your furniture. Also, pots, pans, plates, stuff like that should be of quality. All I see over in the DR is like hand-me-downs, leftovers. It's crazy. That's if you can put in your own items in your unit and you don't buy a furniture pack, then you should get best quality stuff. All right? And then you price your unit accordingly. That's why priced higher, better tenants. That's also one of my philosophies. Unwritten philosophy, but that's basically what it is. Generally, the more people pay, the less damages I usually have. In fact, I don't even deal with damages, but the less damages that there could occur. And again, I have a different way I do things. Everybody has to slide a credit card. They got to check into the front desk. So that's why there's also limited damages, because they're at an actual condo hotel environment. So now they know if anything they bust up, they're going to have to pay for it anyhow. So that limits it. But from the open-ended Airbnb, which is something that I will be involved with, that brings in a whole nother ball game, because you don't have people sliding credit cards at the check-in. You don't have security. You don't have all that based on, your other security, such as what you're going to have in DR at the gate or something. But, it's a little bit different ball game. Most of them are from IKEA. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. That's exactly the problem right there. And then you're doing low prices to have a high rental rate, like 71% in Los Corrales, El Cordecito, 70% on average. And now that's why all these little one bedrooms and places look like they do. Some of them are kept up very nice, but some are mostly the doors are warped, the furniture is worn. You could see, well, in other words, they should have done replacement like a year ago. So all that comes into play. All right, so don't let any of that fool you. All right, it is IKEA, man. Don't let none of that fool you. All right, so I gave you guys some Airbnb short-term rental things to think about, but that's what you should be thinking about as an investor. You have to look at your advantage. If you say, I want a parking lot view because it's $99,000, that's on you. But the point is, don't think that you're going to be able to, just because you see somebody up front charging 175, 195 a night because it has lake view, don't be mad. Just be under your control. Just charge your 99, 110, whatever you can charge for that parking lot view. I mean, that's what you got to do. Or you can try to do 175, like the front. People don't know. But then people are going to stay there, and then they're going to find out that I have parking lot view when I could have paid the same amount and had lake view. You don't want that scenario. So it is what it is. So hopefully I've helped a few people with their investment, the way they think of their investments. I'm very proud of the people that purchased that Seven Palms. I didn't even tell them the unit that I would pick out because they asked me, but I purposely didn't do it because I wanted them to pick out the best unit. I had a unit picked out already. If I was going to buy, I said, okay, and here's the reasons. Lakeview, but it was the furthest unit off from the road back with Lakeview, and the Lakeview could actually see the water park area. So that means I have a few things going on. We have pool, water park, Lakeview. We have kids, water park, Lakeview. So, and it was off of the street for the noise because I'm thinking there might be noise. We don't know, but there probably is going to be noise. Somewhat of cars coming by until, 9 at night, 8 at night, whatever. So I wanted, and I picked the exact unit that I would have picked. So I was like, then they said, what do you think about this unit? I was like, well, that's the unit. That makes sense. You picked the exact unit I would have picked. But I didn't want to tell them to sway, making them feel that their choices were wrong. Because everybody has their own reason for choosing a unit. And mine is for rental, so I look at things differently. So you have to think of that. And if you're renting only, then you look at things totally different. All right. Let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen, like I was a few minutes ago. If anybody has anything else they want to say, do so now. But please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen, but we got DMJ911 who joined us on the Instagram party. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. We got up to 934 people. That's how hard it is. Over 4 or 5 years, these guys keep taking followers away from us, but now we're doing live streams. And are they still? Yeah, occasionally 2, 3, 4 drop by. Then we go 4, 5, 6, and then they drop off. We're up to 934. It's been a long road. Can we ever get to 1,000? I don't know, but we're going to try in the next 2 years. Why not? Let's go for it. Go over there, hit the follow button. We're known as Stop Struggling Now on Instagram. It's pretty easy. Not that hard. 5 years of love out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go get your tickets. SSN Lifestyle, Punta Cana Investors Forum. Make sure you check out the 7 Palms brochure and price list. You can get 1 bedroom still under $140,000. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You're inside Vista Cana. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to be busting out a video tomorrow so you can see the 7 Palms because I'm going to have a drive-through courtesy of Yakiris and Nicole, but Yakiris is talking. So I'm going to actually make a video again. I was going to do it already over the weekend, but things got a little hectic. So we're going to actually be able to do something here special at 7 Palms, that there is 7 Palms Elite that's going to be delivered in 2028. So all of you who are price sensitive, you could actually have monthly payments of $1,000 per month or a little bit less, somewhere between $970 and $1,000 per month, because delivery is 3, 4, almost 4 years from now. So that keeps your price down. No credit check, no qualifying, but here's the caveat. Everybody's on this 20, 40, 40 plan. That means 20% down. There's no way around it. To reserve is $2,000 just to reserve your unit, and then have your attorney look over it in 30 days, 30 to 45 days. Your first payment's going to come due. Your down payment of 20%, and then a month later, first payment. So again, if you want $1,000 per month and a 1 bedroom that's going to have no ocean view, this is 7 Palms Elite. And I get excited. People are like, everybody knows upscale luxury is the way I like to go. Even though we don't have the usual premiums such as the lake view, if you want 7 Palms Adventure or the luxury, those are going to be delivered in 18 months. So remember, 140,000, 150,000 is still nice for a 1 bedroom, but remember your payments are going to be somewhere like $2,500 a month in that case. So if you're price sensitive for your monthly payments and can't afford certain payments, then there's no sense in even thinking about it. All right, unless you're going to pay a higher number, cash or more down payment, so then your payments are lower. But if not, then the lake view spots aren't it. So some people are going to say, Eric, how are you going to market Seven Palms Elite? Well, I'll give you a perfect example. This is how you're going to market it on Airbnb, by the way. You can buy at Seven Palms Elite a one bedroom, doesn't matter, second floor, $124,000, $125,000, right? So there's no views, but what we do have. So you have a Nikki Beach type atmosphere, lounge area. You have pools with cabanas with Belize, like Nikki Beach. You have a tennis paddleball court. You have a mini snack bar area. You have bar as well. You have a fitness room. So you have those type of things, which is nothing major, but they're still cool. And you have a chessboard piece, outside chessboard thing that they got going on. Okay, cool. You have this nice long palm tree walk down, nice opening, makes it look a little elegant. Okay, we got elegance type upscale furnishing, interior, it's all beautiful. So now people may not get excited about that, but here's the exciting parts. Now I market to the guy that plays golf. Hey, golf, 2 minutes this way. Sports complex, 2 minutes that way. Man-made beaches, 4 minutes that way. We're talking walking distances at those numbers. Never mind if you had a go-kart or golf cart, which since you have one parking spot, you have options for a golf cart now, right? But then again, do we have overhangs? I don't know. Something to talk to the architect about, which should have solar panels on top. Okay, all right. I'm a designer at heart. So the thing is, now all of a sudden, you're in the middle of Vistacana with the man-made lakes, man-made beaches, the commercial zones, and in a nice upscale overall neighborhood with amenities that you can get access to in all of them 2 to 4 minutes, let's just say 2 to 5 minutes away by walking. If I have actual motor scooter or something like that, we're talking less than that. So now that is cool when you can walk through a neighborhood that's nice. You don't mind walking. Just like I don't mind walking in Los Corrales with the beach down there about 200, 250 yards down. It might take me 4 or 5 minutes to walk down there, but you think I'm really going to care? Hell no. You think I care that our Republic is a 4-minute walk from where I'm staying? Hell no. That's like light duty work. That's nothing. You're walking around, you're having a nice time, no big deal. Under 4 minutes is like not even noticeable. So if you have that type of thing going on and you're in there and you're in like an upscale type location, meaning the place itself, then you have something to market. And can I charge $150 a night, $140 a night? I think so. I don't see why not. I don't see a problem. But anyhow, that's my own little thing that I'm going with right now. All right, Eric, you missed a question. Scroll up. Let's see. Who decides the rental price? That's you. Let me know the question again. That's one of these things I don't like about EV Mux. Other options. If they don't deliver on time, they should know. We went through that one. Let's see here. You're more competition. Let me see. I can't find it. Let's see. Send furniture. Nope, not that. True builders. Let me see. I'll go down a little more, different way. Let's see. I'll go through down. Paul Castillo. Who decides the rental price? Night. When you list your Airbnb, the owner or the Airbnb? The owner. If that's one of them. Yes, the owner decides. It's kind of difficult. Yeah, I went over that for the last 30, 40 minutes, why it's not a deal. In case of condo hotels, this one. In case of condo hotels like COL, Cruise on Land, where they'll have their own management company, the price per night will still be decided by the owner or by the management company. Nah, Cruise on land is one of the features I don't like. Cruise on land, you have to be in the rental pool, then they manage it. Or you have to buy their furniture package. Okay, I misspoke how this works. I don't know which building. Let's just say building one is all, has the furniture package. So that means people in there can sign up for the management company. If you're in building two, you have to buy the furniture package in order to be in the rental pool. If you buy your own furniture, and that means you're not going to be in the rental pool. So let's go with both. The management company is going to fix their price at whatever they fix it at, wherever they mark it at. You, as an individual person, can only charge plus 10% or minus 10% of whatever Cruise on Land is charging for their units. It's simple as that. So even if you have the better furnished unit, awesome pool view unit, you're not on the garden side or the other, looking at another building side. You're in the interior, pool view, penthouse on the top floor, and you furnished it decked out. You can only charge 10% more. So I don't know what their numbers are, but I suspect you have a 2-bedroom. I know you have a 2-bedroom. I don't know if it's a pool view or what, but you want a pool view. That'll, in theory, well, not in theory, in reality, it'll charge more than a garden view. But the point is, does it really matter when we're talking about plus or minus 10%? That's the thing. I mean, like, it's not even a thing. So that's the way I don't even understand why they do that, quite frankly. So they do it just when what D. Reyes said. When he said, hey, we got to stop people from a lower rental amount. I'm like, no, you don't. Why do you care? I don't care if somebody has a lower rental rate. Things are, I mean, it doesn't actually work like that. I mean, like I say, I've never cared one way or another because I'm not trying to rent every night. If I was trying to rent every night and that was my objective, then I guess, yeah, I would lower the rate so it meets that goal. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get the most for the least amount of rental nights. And if it matches up with somebody that rents 70% of the time and all I got to do is rent 20% to 30% of the time, I'll take the 20 to 30, earn the same or more money, and keep it moving. And I also don't have as much maintenance, upkeep, and cost to deal with. So it's a trade-off. So again, you have your options. You can take your pick on how you want to do it. But yeah, you're locked in at Cruise on Land, man. If Cruise on Land thinks a 2-bedroom unit is going to rent at $199 a night, well then that's what it is. You can only rent $220 or lowest $180. So it's all going to be within that same $220 to $180 range. Because I'm sure somebody's going to choose the lower end of the range, and some people are going to choose the maximum of the range. Some people are going to employ what I employ, because I expect high occupancy rates at Cruise on Land. There's a reason. If the owner pays his monthly fee plus his HOAs for the amenities, then his guests get to use the amenities or the attractions. I'll put it that way. They're not really amenities if you got to pay for them, but the attractions that they have there. So yes, an owner should pay that extra 80, 100, 120, whatever it ends up being per month on top of the HOA fees so that they themselves can use all the attractions and their guests can use all the attractions. And now it defeats the whole purpose of should I be in the rental pool or should I not? And quite frankly, I don't even want to see their rental pool. But now I got to deal with their BS about, Eric, you can only charge $229 if we charge $199, or $220 if we charge $199. And now I got to deal with, yeah, but my unit's so much better than yours. Yeah, so that's like I don't like none of that. And they know that. I talked to the director about all this. I talked to him about all their contract nonsense. But it is what it is. I'm just who. What do I know? All they care about is the money. They're building like a Disneyland. That's what they're trying to build in my, Disneyland of the Caribbean. And I think that's even what the owner might have even said. Not the owner, but the director. I think that's the term he said. And in fact, if George was here, he would tell me, because George is an owner. Charles was on, I think he was on a three-way with me that time. Yeah, in fact, I know he was. Because he's the one that actually wanted to set it up, because I was broke down their contract. And they're like, no, you don't understand. You're taking it out of context. I said, I'm not taking it out of context. It's in your contract. Your contract says you have up to 60 days. If I want to sell this unit, you have up to 60 days to actually do your right of refusal. What buyer is going to wait 60 days when they make an offer to me to buy my unit? They go, oh, no, Eric, that's not how it is. So they reduced it down to 30 days. And they also are telling me, for instance, they say, no, what we're going to do is, if you sell your unit, you should come to us first. And we're going to actually have an appraised value, and we're going to pay the appraised price. Now, I'm like skeptical, but that's what they say. I said, well, then if you do that, then of course that's cool. If you're going to give people the actual value of it, then who wouldn't want to? Hell yeah, I'll sell it to you. Right? If a 2-bedroom's all of a sudden worth like 300 G's, and the appraisal comes back and it's 300 G's, and you said, I'll give you 300 G's, why am I going to put it on the market? You can have it. So they said it like that, but the contract makes it seem like I got to go through them anyhow. And I don't know of any place that pays value for a right of first refusal. I don't know of any place that's ever done that. So that would be a neat trick. It'd be awesome if they did that, but I'm skeptical. But that was one of their explanations. The other explanation that I didn't like about Cruise on Land was they have a blurb in their thing. Let's say they don't want the right of first refusal. But here's my problem. First of all, the right of first refusal is very interesting, because they said we'll do the appraised value, right? We have a situation in the Dominican Republic right now. If you ask somebody to go appraise something, we have a situation right now that at the beach, there's somebody that has a 2-bedroom penthouse unit at the beach, and the appraisal guy came in at like 480,000 or 500. I don't even remember the crazy number. I actually talked to the appraisal guy and I said, hey man, you do understand they're selling penthouse units for less than your appraisal. He's like, okay. I said, how did you come up with this number? And all of a sudden it started being like, he started doing this weird thing. Like, the furnishings are better than what's in Vista Cana. I'm like, that's not even a thing. Vista Cana is not within 4 or 5, 6 kilometers away. You can't even use that as what are you talking about? They all use the same MDF furniture. There's no difference. He's like, I'm like, what are you I couldn't believe what he's telling me. I was like, dude, what are you saying? That's not a thing. You can only go by what's downtown, and there is no comps downtown. You can't go 5, 6 kilometers away and start talking to me about what's over there. That's not even how you appraise stuff. So he started doing crazy stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, that's not even a thing. Nobody's gonna be buying no damn 2-bedroom penthouse for I think it was actually, now that I'm thinking about, $525,000. You can't even rent over there for $100 a night right now. There's nothing there. Are you talking? So I was thinking at that point, I said, hey, okay, maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Are you talking about like after this whole project is built and another like 2, 3 years goes by? He's like, no. I said, you're talking about right now? I was like, I'm like, man, you know, there's nothing there but a big ass pool, right? That the biggest pool in the Caribbean. There's no tennis court, basketball court, hotel, barbecue grills, pavilions, fitness rooms, sauna, whatever you got going on. There's nothing there. How are you getting this value? This is insanity. No person's going to roll in there and buy this thing for 500 G's. That's insane. You can buy villas for this, multiple villas for this. This is crazy. So this is what we're dealing with. But Cruise on Land has that thing in there talking about if you get past the right of first refusal, now they can screen your buyer. They have to approve your buyer. I was like, what do you mean you're going to approve my buyer? They're like, oh, we just want to make sure that they're not money laundering. We want to make sure that they're not doing. I was like, come on, man. Really? First of all, if somebody's going to pay for the unit, the funds have to be verified, right? I'm like, what are you saying right now? I said, no, that's not why you're doing it. You're going to use that. But I said, I'm a black guy in America. I said, what you're going to do is you're going to screen who the people, you want to see their picture, you want to see their face, you want to make sure they're all legitimate. And I call that discrimination. That's what you're ultimately going to do. They're not a good fit. They shouldn't move here. Forget about it. We don't care if they can afford it or not, or pay for the unit or not. We're just going to say your money's no good here. I said, no, I don't like if I'm selling a unit and you're going to tell me I can't sell to a person that's going to give me money. I said, hold up. That ain't even your job. When they send money to the DR and however they're financing it or however they're paying for, that money has to land somewhere. It has to land in somebody's account, and that money is going to be scrutinized by the bank. They're going to have to sign documents already. I don't see how they're going to bypass the system, and then you guys are going to act like what? The guy's going to put in a stack of money on the desk to buy the unit? That's not how it works. So for me, that's two things on their contract that I didn't like. But that's how they explained it. They said, oh, no, we just want to make sure that it's no money laundering. We want to do I said, background check? Are you about to say, are you saying background check right now? Or is that what you're going to say? Because it sounds like you might want to be doing a background check on people too, to make sure whoever they are. I said, okay, if that's your prerogative. But again, you have buyers and you're going to subject buyers to they need this information. And I said, well, wait a minute. What happens if somebody's financing this, they have to be at a bank in the DR. That means the bank is giving the money. They're giving the bank the down payment. So that means, are you saying the bank's not going to care about where the money's coming from? And then you guys are going to actually have a special department to tell these people this? I said, this doesn't sit well with me. I said, there's no way nobody's going to have $300,000, $200,000 cash and just drop it on the desk and be like, are you guys good? We're buying this today. I don't think that's a thing. Not over there. It's not going to be a thing. You could do this in America with private jets and stuff. But over there, that's not how you guys even operate. So I'm like shocked by this. But anyhow, that's their thing. They're saying it's innocent. I say, well, you can call it innocent. I say I live in America, and that ain't innocent. So that's 2 of like 5 things that's wrong with their contracts that I don't like. So I figured I might as well go over that because people want to buy Cruise on Land. Cruise on Land is still relatively inexpensive for a reason. Clearly. Right? Because they've changed it up a little bit. Not that's a bad thing. They're building right now. They're using the panel method. So they're going to have buildings up in 7 months. They should have 2 buildings up, not fully complete, but they'll have their 5 or 6 or 7 floors, and people will get excited, and that's nice. Will they have what other amenities? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is they're rolling. I mean, well, they're making the Disneyland of the Caribbean. That's their theme. And I like what they're trying to do. I will say this. If they do what I think they're supposed to do, which they've hinted at, meaning cruise on land Punta Cana, cruise on land South America somewhere, cruise on land Europe, that means they're building like a Margaritaville brand. That would be awesome. But the downside is, do you really own it? It's weird, right? You kind of own it, but you don't have freedom to do whatever you want with your unit. And if you're in the rental pool, you can't live in your unit. And your rental pool right now is for 2 years. It's 5 years, but you can get out in 2 or 4 or whatever it was. So these are the little things, since I'm talking about the cruise on land contracts and management and all that, these are the little things that you have to remember. If you're on the cruise on land, you have X amount of days. They have this other thing going, well, we'll just put you in another unit. Yes, that's right, because all furnished units are the same. So do you really own a condo or not? Okay, some would say yes, some would say no. But the fact of the matter is, your unit could be rented. You're going to stay in somebody else's unit. So for me, that means, I don't know what it means. But for me, I'm just like, I don't, if I own a place, then I decide to not be in the rental pool, then great. If I want to stay there 5 months, that's how it should be. But cruise on land is not going to allow you to do that, just so you guys know. All right. And these other guys, Banyan, Aston, all these guys that's going to do these condo hotels, you got 30 days maximum during low season, high season, 10 to 15 days. If you want to stay past those 10 to 15 days during high seasons or mid seasons, whatever seasons you want to talk about, January through July, then you're going to have to pay, which is an insult. You got to pay some fee per night to stay for Aston, Banyan, and I haven't seen Wyndham's contract yet. Probably the same. So that's a bummer as well. So just giving you guys an idea with these condo hotel type of properties, you got to be wary of what you're buying. All right. Hopefully that helps you out, Paul Castillo. Paul Castillo, did you see the cruise on land, by the way? I mean, not cruise on land. Did you see the Larimar pictures lately? Did you see those? So hopefully you did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can wrap this up. I want to thank everybody once again for being here. I love you guys, and I appreciate your support over all these years. Make sure, if you like what we're talking about tonight, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And don't forget, we know it's hard out here. It's Christmas time. Ho, ho, ho. But keep in mind, in America, the upper middle class is about to get wiped out over the next 3.5 years. So are you going to buy assets for your children, your loved ones, or are you going to buy liabilities? Because you're going to need everything and more that you make now. You're going to need more money in the future. And everything's going to cost more until there's a crash. But after the crash, those who have the money are able to take up the bargains. Those without money can't buy bargains. And that's where we're leaded to right now. 70% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. They can't buy the bargains when the bargains come. So therefore, you got to put yourself in position over the next 3.5 years. You have 3.5 years. That's what you have. All right? There's going to be a little dip here. There's going to be bumps in the road. It's not just going to be a straight shot up. There'll be bumps. So you got to be prepared to take advantage of these little bumps that's going to happen. But then it's going to take off for a time span of about 2 years. And that's when you're going to have to make decisions. Keep in mind, I've made videos about materials for homes, how long they last. Because what's going to end up happening is a lot of homes possibly could be lost to whatever. People can't pay. They're sitting on the market. Just remember, When you start talking about buying homes that are 25, 30 years old, breakdown has already started. Inspections are needed. All this is going to come into play because the cost of living is going to rise, but now the cost of rehab is also going to rise. So if you buy a house that already is starting to break down because materials break down in 20, 30 years, and the house is 20, 30 years old, 15 years old, you're going to be involved with not only whatever you're paying monthly, but now you're going to have to deal with, oh, this is broke down. I got to fix it. This is going to cost a crazy amount of money. All right? Just remember that. I've said it here first. I'm not going to be wrong. I'm just letting you guys know. I was wrong about something, though. And I got to admit when I'm wrong was when the Federal Reserve increased interest rates, home prices did not come down, which is very, very bad and scary. They stayed pretty much up there, which has never actually happened before, which is weird, but it's okay. We had also something that hasn't happened, that pandemic. So that actually kept everybody in place and people weren't really moving around, kept the prices high because when anybody tried to move, it kind of made things kind of weird. But still, something should have happened in a downward trend. So when will that downward trend happen? Well, we'll find out. It could be sooner than later, but all I know is you have to be in the stock market, you have to be in the crypto market, you have to be in the business market. SSN Lifestyle, coming for 2025. Something new that I started a couple years back, and now I'm going to have to revamp, and the reason why is because it was all based on DR. And when DR can't build units on time, that's why it exposed one of my pillars that I could not implement. So now re-implement it. We have a few people that are members, so some people are still going to retain their membership for that. And so therefore, we're going to re-implement it under the SSN Lifestyle brand that it was, and we will get things back going, and we will still be doing Mr. Worldwide stuff. And I got 2.5 years left that I'm going to be on this for sure, like we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't miss Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. Please join us. And don't forget, Christmas time also means some people are depressed, under stress. You just never know. It's kind of crazy out here when you think about it. You just never know what people are going through. So you just got to make sure that you keep yourself safe and make sure that you guys just keep a level head. People under stress, duress, and you never know during Christmas time. Like I said, you'd be surprised about the amount of people that are depressed, and some people feel lonely, isolated, even though they have people there. It's just a feeling of not enough because maybe you can't buy enough presents. You don't feel presents mean something to you to present to people, so you don't feel good. Or there's all kind of things that happen during holidays. So don't let any of that affect you. You are who you are. You have to deal with the best. You woke up today, you wake up tomorrow, that's a good day. All you can do is do your best. So that's what we're going to do, right? Do your best from now until 2027 and a half. Do your best. You have to search for all the assets you can get your hands on. If that means a little bit of gold and silver, grab it. Platinum, palladium, grab it. Just a little. If that means a little bit of crypto, grab it. If that means some stocks, grab it. If that means some real estate, grab them. Because you got to make sure it's within your budget because you don't want to lose it. That's one of the fallacies and problems that people run into when they buy real estate and then the market goes bad. Now they lose it. What you're trying to do is buy it at the right price. That's what you want to do. So let's get out of here, all right? And I'll see you guys Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m., I hope. And thank you so much for being here once again. And thank you. I got to play this. Thank you for being here. I'm going to do this right now. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.